One. Let's see. And we're live. So what's going on, everybody in the chat, everybody in the world, rather, because I know y'all been waiting on this. This is you guys, Scotty, and I'm here to give you guys the whether you like it or not Housewives panel. You have Jamie, that's me here. You have spilling all the tea, Bundy Blue, giving you the real tea, and Niecy Dixon. Okay, Josiah will be here, but he'll be here a little bit later. He has some things going on right now, but he will be here a little bit later on. So here we go again. So we're gonna start off with the light, as Terrence would say. We're gonna start off with the light, okay? We're gonna start off with the Housewives of Atlanta. So in light of light, how did y'all feel when y'all was watching the Housewives of Atlanta and y'all saw Riley graduating from high school? I thought it was cool to see her graduate because it's kind of like we've seen her grow up right before our eyes. So, what are y'all thoughts and opinions on that? We could start off with that since that's probably the lightest thing that happened on the show. Go ahead.
It was good to see Riley graduating. For me, it made me think about my own child that'll be graduating high school in like a year or so. So it was really good to see that of Riley. I just can't believe time passed so quickly. Even though I got a child myself, it's like, dang, we just saw Riley when she was like, a baby, and now she over here graduating. So I thought that was great, and Candy should be proud of herself because she definitely did everything by herself. Ain't nobody else got in for a
No
Riley.
one else?
It was like
Thank God nothing.
I
it
thought we
was
was waiting. I thought we was going in turns.
Yeah, I did too.
Well, okay. Well, I'll go with um, Terrence and Bundy. Y'all two can go next.
I mean, I was here to see Riley graduate. Much like Jamie said, we've seen her when she was just a little young tender. So it was really good to see her, grow up and mature into a young woman, and then she's going out to NYU. Like, that's an amazing thing, and I was here for her. So congratulations, Riley.
Okay, so nose job, nose job, nose job, nose job. She's kind of annoying. Like you're standing there in a Fendi dress that, in all honesty, you shouldn't have been wearing to a graduation. But I digress. And asking for money. They give her the flowers, and she's like, "I would prefer the money." And it's kind of like you're already rich, standing there in a Fendi dress, going to NYU. You have the money, honey. Stop being so money hungry. Like it's kind of obnoxious. Nose job, nose job, nose job. Tied hands her a stack of cash. Nose job, nose job, nose job.
yeah, I agree 100%, Bondi. I hadn't even got to the point where I was like, oh wow, we've seen Riley grow up on TV because I can't get over her nose, y'all. I don't want to talk about a child, but like I just don't know why. I wish she didn't do it. She can't undo it, so let me not go in on her. But yes, I did notice back in even episode 1 where she tells Todd, "Well, I could just pay somebody a couple $100 to wash my Porsche," and I'm like, "Girl, you are but a child." And it just didn't sit right with me that Todd was the one handing her a whole band, but when Kayla came to stay with them, he wanted her to all out get a whole ass job. So I'm like, this don't really sit right with me. Your daughter, who you met later on in life, need to go get a whole job. Meanwhile, you hand in Riley a band of cash, and she is acting very entitled.
Woo! I didn't see it that way, but woo! Go ahead, you're real. Go ahead. Woo.
It was cute for what it was.
No one cares. Okay. So let's go with okay, I guess we could start off with Portia. Any thoughts on Portia and her going to jail with this protesting and her talking about Dennis? Anything? Any takers on it?
I'll go. I'll go. Just to say, I'm glad that she's kind of getting over Dennis. You can tell that she's like over it at this point, and I'm happy about that because I always felt like she could do better. Like, first of all, you're out of his. Like, come on, like, come on, like, you cute. You got. I mean, he not cute, but he got money, and so that ups up. But Portia can find her a fine ass man with money. So I just always felt like he was beneath her anyway, and then you're a dog ass nigga. So it's just kind of like, yeah, y'all just co-parent, let the hot dog king sling his hot dog all over Atlanta and just make sure he paying that child support. One
I
more thing.
say
And
that.
thank you for
I'm
your
so glad.
contribution
Good.
to the Breonna Taylor situation, Portia. That did not go unnoticed. I did see a lot of growth
Mhm.
from her in the way she speaks about that situation. And I'm happy for her. I'm glad to see Portia like really stepping into her grown womanness and not being so you know what I'm saying? The arrest really like made her grow up a little bit, even though it was only for a couple of hours and she acting like she was in jail for a whole week. But we appreciate you, Portia girl. You look good.
I too appreciate Portia for what she did. Congratulations, Portia. You managed to make it out of Shawshank alive. I don't want to talk about Dennis Wiener peddling ass. I thought we was over that. I mean, I'm glad that he was down there in the trenches with her. Congratulations, but fuck Dennis. Fuck anything about. I don't deal with him. I don't like him. I've always felt like he was beneath her, and so did she. Which is why she always got upset when people talked about how PJ looked like Dennis with a bow. But we're gonna get down to that later on. But other than that, congratulations, Portia, for your contribution to the Breonna Taylor thing. I was here for you, Posh.
You kind of going in and out, Terrence. I hope I'm not the only one that hears that. I think you're going in and out.
Yeah, I hear it too.
So, oh, okay, he's gonna get back on. So,
Mm-hmm.
like I said in the first episode, I'm glad that Portia is dedicating a good portion of her season to talking about Breonna Taylor. I was a little bit excited to see her talk about something other than that for a little bit because I want to get to know Portia again this season and not have it be overshadowed by the movement that she's doing. I think it's super necessary, but I don't want her to be overshadowed by the movement. And if this continues to be majority of her storyline, because this is the second episode we've seen her without the group, then maybe she should have went part-time.
I agree with Nisi.
Same here.
Nobody gives a fuck about this damn show.
Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I guess we could go into Drew's introduction. Any thoughts on Drew?
I like
How
her.
y'all feel about Drew so far? I guess
I like
I
her.
do
I think
too.
that she's gonna give us the most mess with her marriage. And I was like, thank God, give us something. Because this season just looks so dry. So her husband being the asshole that he's coming off as, and her having her mama all in their business, child, that's juice right there. That's tea. I like that. I did not like the way Kenya was like, oh, Cynthia, you're picking up these strays. I was like, first the fuck all, Drew Sidora is somebody we know. We don't know Latoya's ass, who you took a liking to, and we on YouTube, and I ain't even know her. But I always feel like Kenya is always intimidated by other actresses because she didn't make it to the level that she thought she should have. So there's some hate there for Drew Sidora actually being a well-known actress. I mean, she ain't as well-known, but let's be real, TLC was huge. And all the black people know about the game. Obviously, because Latoya knew. And I didn't like that shade Latoya threw to Drew's wig. Because I was like, Drew's wig was nice. Why are you trying to play her? So that made me feel like off tip, I'm not really going to be feeling Latoya like that. Because you didn't even know Drew and you was already coming at her neck. So I like Drew already just because they put her in a position to kind of sort of be the underdog off rip. So we'll wait and see. But off the first episode, what we see her, I like Drew.
I like Drew as well. I'm feeling her storyline. I'm not feeling her fuck ass husband. I wish a bitch would leave my house for 3 days and feel like he don't have to tell me anything. Like, that made my blood boil. As far as Latoya goes, I got to take her in doses. I can't, like, for now, the verdict is still out, but I got a feeling she's going to really piss me off before this thing is over with. But, yeah, Drew, I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm here for Drew as well. I really like her so far. I like that her storyline, she's giving us storyline because ain't nobody else giving us nothing for real, even though it's just the second episode, but she's giving us something that I'm looking forward to seeing. And I completely agree with Bondi when it comes to Kenya. Whenever they bring an actress, a working actress, onto Real Housewives of Atlanta, she always got a tit for tat with people. But I have to say, although Kenya got slick in her confessional, I appreciate that she was welcoming and open to like hugging, Drew when she came in or whatever. But it was Latoya that was throwing all the shade. So I said, okay, now I see who's going to be stepping into Kenya's limelight, okay, which is going to be Toya. I'm not here for Toya. I couldn't take Toya when she was at Kenya's house, sitting up there talking about Nigerian, what Trinidadian or whatever. He's this training man or that. When she was speaking on Mark, I'm like, girl, shut up. Stop using his background as an excuse to not call him what he is, which is an asshole, period. I don't care what he is, okay? He's a fucking asshole. Period. I just didn't like her. Then when we go to Cynthia's house and she wants to talk about, oh, well, what kind of car did Riley get? Well, my sugar daddy got me a Porsche. Ma'am, we didn't ask you for this information. You chose to give this to us. I feel like she used that as a moment to once again speak about herself. And that's what I get from her. She a selfish bitch. And I don't like her. Right off the bat. Well, I feel like I don't know her enough to not like her, but what she's giving me, I ain't featuring her ass like at all. But I'm Team Drew. Her husband is handsome. The way they be arguing, I said, I believe they sex is the bomb.com. Y'all just be arguing too much, throwing divorce around here and there. I said, I bet they make up sex be like, yes, father. Okay. I have to be honest about that, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing what else she gonna give us. I'm Team Drew.
I feel you all the way. I am Team Drew. Latoya, I feel like I can sense a genuine personality really quick. And Latoya didn't have an ounce of genuine personality on this TV screen. Latoya gave me very much like she's a fan of the show. She didn't watch the seasons. And she was really just trying to get in where she fit in. And that's the similarity that she has with Eva. I kind of felt the same way. Eva was trying to get in where she fit in. And for that reason, I just, I couldn't rock with Latoya. Now, Drew, I like Drew. What I don't like is that Drew has to exploit her marriage. Like this was a lot for a debut episode for Drew. Now, Drew is bringing the storyline, but it's like, dang, girl, this was a lot for the first episode. And even more that your husband made you look crazy on TV talking about, oh, I was at a beach. I was at an ocean. What, sir? Like, excuse me. So, yeah, Drew seems like a cool person, and I hate that I have this impression on her husband the first episode. I don't think he's the finest husband of all the franchises. I know lots of people were saying that. I don't think so. But yes, Bondi, yes, people are saying that on Twitter as the show was going live. I don't see it for him. I see it for Drew. I do not see it for Latoya. Her and Kenya are fake. It's very high school. So yeah. They can both keep it over
there. So when it comes to Latoya, I feel like she was trying way too hard. And it's real funny to me that she did all this carrying on, yet you let your husband talk you into not holding the peace. So it seemed like it was all for naught. With Kenya throwing all the shade at Drew, that leads me to believe, because the confessionals are done later in the season, so something must have happened between her and Kenya. So if it did, I'm looking forward to it. I'm Team Drew, but for a different reason. Y'all know I'm from Chicago. She from Chicago, so I mean, hey, it is what it is. I got a rep, so I'm gonna be a little bit biased right there, but I'm being upfront about it. And the other thing I'll say is, two things. One, I don't like that she shared her relationship information with the group, because it's almost like Shamari did the same thing too soon. And kind of look what happened to her. So I was kind of like, I don't really know about that. But For me, I like the fact that she's bringing something. Granted, they all have relationship advice, but hers seems a hell of a lot more genuine, and it actually made me perk up and more pay attention to like the last 20 minutes of the episode.
Okay, okay. For me, when it comes to Latoya and Drew, off the real, I enjoy Drew. Right, real. It's something about Drew. She's very genuine and sincere. This is her actual personality, and I think that she's very down to earth. So I could tell that I'm really gonna like her. Latoya, I'm not fucking with her like that. She's really trying to make herself relevant already. And to be honest, I mean, even though she's in a sense trying a bit too hard, in a sense, I feel like she's pretty much needed, I guess, for the drama factor of the show because you do need somebody like that that's gonna keep the, need a pot stirrer or whatever. But it is what it is. So I know that before the show started, though, I will say that they compared Drew to Kim Fields, and watching this, I didn't see that. And they also compared her to Claudia Jordan, and I honestly can say it. But y'all think about that before we do y'all see the comparisons there, or it's just that was just out of sync?
The the only comparison that I see is that Drew comes on as another thespian that Kenya can hate on because she's actually working or more people know of her, whatever. As far as Latoya giving Claudia Jordan, like I know a lot of people don't like Claudia, but I feel like Claudia has a poise about herself that Latoya does not have at all. And what was that part when Kenya was pulling her hair? What was that? Like, what in the lesbian was that? I was just, yeah, no, I don't see no comparison.
Child, no comment. No comment at all.
Well, to be honest, I guess we have summed up the Hannah at this point. Do y'all think so? Thumbs up if you think so.
The only thing I wanted to say, the last thing I'm gonna say,
Okay.
is Drew's husband Ralph talking about you don't understand men, you don't understand black men, and that's why I left the house for 3 days. When he said that, it's something about Ralph that gives me very much Jennifer Lopez enough. And we didn't talk about him with the surveillance cameras in the house either. So I'm like, I don't know. Like, are we gonna see the marriage fall out on camera? Like, I just don't want Drew to disappoint me this season with her decisions. I'm not saying I want them to get a divorce, but I just don't want her to be looking foolish. And I feel like he is going to be the detriment to her this season because I like her as a person, but he's gonna bring her down.
And again, I wish a nigga would leave my house for 3 days and come back and tell me, why do you feel as though you need to know where I'm at? How would that help you? I'm going to jail. Period. I refuse to sit up and play stupid for no nigga. You're not about to leave my house for 3 days and feel like you're not gonna tell me where you're going. That's just what that said.
Not in no damn pandemic either. What the hell you doing down there in Tampa? It's a whole damn pandemic. And then you gone for 3 days. Don't want to tell me. And you think you're finna come back, possibly had a coronavirus and infect my children and myself and my mom?
And then he wasn't answering
went
the
up
phone.
outside in the head.
Let's not forget he wasn't answering the phone when he was gone. So to me, I feel like you got a spoogie in Tampa. And whenever shit get hot with Drew and her mama, he goes wherever he wants to go. And he's able to come back and she just lets it go. But I'm going to just say this. If your mother is causing that much issue in your marriage, then her ass needs to go home. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Oh, and the camera thing is creepy. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yes. And was it just me, or when I seen the previews, knowing that he was gone for 3 days, I literally thought that maybe he was gone for 3 days, like months before filming. He was gone for 3 days the week before their anniversary. So this is we're seeing this in real time play out. So yeah, that's gonna be wild.
So all this celebration he's doing for the anniversary is really kind of like a makeup type thing, like for her. That's lame. Okay, I guess.
Well, at this point, I guess we can move on over to Potomac. Let's talk about Potomac. I don't even know where to start at this point. Where
Start with
should start
Karen.
at with this? Because there's a lot. Okay. Well, oh shit. What about Karen? You talking
I don't know.
about when they were talking about Giselle Gizzard's clothes or whatever? You want to start there?
I was really thinking about
When they,
Karen's
when they was
Fendi
going back.
outfit.
And I
When
totally forgot all about that Fendi outfit when I did my review. You can start off there though. Go
I
ahead.
just thought it was funny when she said that she got it altered. So they took the F off of it. So that's why it says indie. First of all, ain't no way I'm gonna go spend hundreds or thousands of dollars for an outfit and then get the F cropped out when that's the reason why I actually purchased it. That's like me purchasing Gucci, taking the G off and walking around with Uchi. Like who does that? So it's like, Karen, I just want you to be honest, girl. We be catching you in too many lies. And it's hard for you to be my fave because you be out here lying about the simple things. I can't take it. That's all.
Okay, so I forgot about that, but I will say this. That's some old lady shit to buy an expensive Fendi sweater and then go and get the shit altered so it won't fall off your shoulder and be like, child, they know it's Fendi. They can look at the label. Cut that F off that shit. That's some old lady shit that that she did. So she may not necessarily be lying, but even if she was, like, she always lies about shit that doesn't necessarily matter. I don't feel like she lies
Facts.
about things that actually matter to the storyline. Not really. The only thing I felt like she definitely was lying about was saying that Wendy wasn't Potomac. I do believe she said that shit.
I definitely believe she said that. Especially when Robin came around and
Um,
co-signed it. I was like, you said it. Just be
Also,
honest.
what was going on with Robin's hair? What the fuck was that? It's
Y'all,
some
now
shit.
I
listen,
She
when
seen
I
that
did my
trend.
review last night, I couldn't get through it. I laughed
And
my ass off.
I
I
I
thought
was
Andy
said,
was
what
gonna
in the
ask.
snakeskin boot is this shit that's on your head? Like it was, I said, Robin. While I appreciate her for trying to feminine it up, I appreciate that, Robin. Thank you. But girl,
What she did to me was very exposing of her age. And it's funny to me because she tried to age Karen with the whole
mhm.
damn PTA hat situation. But I saw that trend on Instagram maybe like once, and it wasn't anything that anybody will wear out. And the fact that she came on a reunion thinking that that was like the wave, I was like, you
Girl, Lil
tried
Kim
it.
did that in the 90s. Lil Kim did that shit in the 90s. That was the last time I see somebody do it in real time and it wasn't a Halloween costume.
Yeah.
Second of all, if you're gonna do it, I'm gonna need for your hair not to be so close to the cheetah print that you put on the hair, which is why it was like, did they burn it when they was trying to crinkle it? Like, what the fuck was that? Like, that was lame. I also don't like how the throughout the reunion, they were trying to blame each other for the way the viewers feel about them. And I didn't like that shit because I feel like we all look at Giselle and can see that she can't dress. It has nothing to do with what Karen said on Twitter, talking about it's Karen. Karen made it up. No. Karen is late to the party. We've been saying you couldn't dress for a few seasons now.
But
I
did y'all
agree.
see Robin? Robin showed up to the reunion like it was the end of semester final. Like you didn't spend the whole semester asleep, but you get on this reunion ready to call people out. That whatever. I guess you gotta secure your spot.
Why are we doing this? What's the point of this? Like, I was so aggravated with her. I was like, bitch, what's the point of when you go in on people? Like, give me a break.
what's the point of them tie tracks in your head? What's the point of that?
What's the
What's the
point of
point of
you
the tie
pretending
tracks in
that
your
you really
head,
love
Robert?
wine?
What's the point of that?
My issue with Robin and that whole thing, and it goes back to what I said before, because you constantly have your head so far up Giselle's ass. When her ass go down, your ass gonna be collateral damage. I've always said that. I've always said that. You want to munch on her carpet time and time again, that's fine. But have a mind of your damn own, and you won't be in predicaments like this. I
Now,
won't mad at it. Whatever Robin was getting, I won't mad at it. Good bitch. I can't wait to find out what Monique got on her ass in that binder.
Now, I did appreciate when Robin stood up for Candice when Candice was coming at Ashley about that song being trash. Next question. And Ashley feeling like, oh, you're talking about my family and whatever. I appreciated Robin letting her know, like, girl, don't be acting sensitive now because you just did a whole spiel on me and my family, and now you want to act sensitive. So I definitely appreciated her for stepping up and saying that.
I feel you, Jamie, but that's so old, and that's all Robin has is that one thing that she could constantly bring up. You came at me and my family. She said that so many times over the years. I want her to get over it at this point. I know you butt her because Ashley called you out because your relationship is, fucked up. But I
Right.
just kind of feel like she was just looking for a reason, you know what I'm saying, to back Candice. I don't know why, but it just kind of seemed like they were backing Candice more than I've ever seen them back Candice at this reunion. And it just felt
I didn't
real
see
set
that.
up.
I have to
I
agree.
didn't, I didn't see
The,
that. I ain't
But
see,
the
to
I
only
ain't
me,
see
reason
nobody back at Candice because
I
Monique ain't
did.
even get in on her yet.
The only reason why all of the ladies are backing Candice is for their own benefit. Giselle is ride or
Well,
die for
that's
Candice
facts.
right now because that means she can take down Monique. Robin is gonna do whatever the fuck Giselle is gonna do. And it also helps out that Ashley talked about her family. Every time Robin talks about Ashley, it goes back to that situation of her saying, what you're doing is not conducive of a happy marriage. And like literally, every time she brings it up, it's that same thing. But Robin was not wrong for bringing it up. So I do appreciate her, just like Jamie said, for bringing it up because Ashley is looking foolish AF. And the only reason why she's not looking any more foolish is because the spotlight is on Monique and Candice. So Robin speaks up sometimes when she should. Like, for example, holding Giselle accountable for Jamal leaving her phone. And then other times, Robin is just speaking up for the sake of passing that in the semester final so she could get her flute for the next season.
Listen, I kind of
I
feel
don't
like
know.
this.
I just
I don't need Robin to speak on shit, period. I mean, because it won't like what Ashley said came out of no damn well. Like, you is some weird ass shit. And you trying to normalize some weird ass shit. So I had to agree when Ashley said that. I did. I'm just going to be real. But that's it. What you got to say, Scotty?
I just feel like this, like, okay, Robin, like, yeah, well, it's cool you telling Ashley, like, don't be trying to get all sensitive, when you talked about my family. Okay, that's true. But do you ever say that same shit to Giselle when someone talks about Jamal and Giselle gets all sensitive after she's talked about everybody else's motherfucking man? Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna say something to somebody else, hold your motherfucking friend accountable too. Like, I'm like, come on now. Like, if you all in the business of calling people out, call Gizzard tacky motherfucking ass out too, because she's the queen of talking about other people's relationships and other people's men and all this other shit. So when somebody talks about her motherfucking man, she want to get sensitive. So if you want to call out Ashley for being a hypocrite about her
Mm.
shit, call your damn friend out too. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. I
Damn.
agree. And I also
I ain't
want
even
to
look at it
point
like that.
out that I feel like, sorry. And I also want to point out that even though Ashley, has her moments, Ashley white woman's the shit out of everything. And it's so annoying. Like, I wanted her to be quiet too. Even when I agree with what she said, her tone is just so white lady. I just, you know what I mean? So Karen. Like, just,
Mm-hmm.
ugh. Is it just me that feels that?
No, it's not. I agree with you 1,010%. Ashley knows how to master the art of the distraught rich white woman. She has mastered that, and she uses it to her advantage. I agree with that.
Yeah, maybe that's a good name to put on it because I couldn't find one. It was just that she's just annoying to me. How a lot of people feel about Candice, I feel that way about Ashley. And that's why when she stares at Candice and she feels away, I love it so much. It grinds her fucking gears so much. She cannot stand this girl. And it's like, girl, that's you, just like Giselle said a long time ago. And I love it because I can't stand Ashley ass. And you need to see how you've been to people. You know, yeah, Candice got a fly ass mouth, but girl, you was right there. You have literally came at every single lady sitting there.
And let's
Every
not
single
forget,
lady.
Ashley, Ashley only like stopped seeming as bad because she had that baby. But Ashley has been an asshole this entire time. And I actually do like Candice more than I like Ashley. Even though, Candice, it was her season to, kind of catch the heat this season and last season. I always like Candice more than Ashley. Like, I think Ashley's jealous of Candice because Candice grew up, with the silver spoon in her mouth, and Ashley was living in tents with her mama and had to trick off an old white man to get her money. You know what I'm saying? So there's definitely some jealousy there that's been there. I also feel like it goes back to the pageant days. Ashley hates on Candice because Candice can actually sing and she can't. Like, probably because she's actually attracted to her husband and Ashley is not. Like, it's a whole bunch of shit that I see that Ashley hates on Candice about. And I do agree with Robin. Says something that's real for me. That when she was like, her relationship with Giselle is not a strategic friendship. I don't agree as it pertains to Giselle. I think Giselle's friendship with Robin is very much strategic, especially since they've only been friends since the show has been on. They made it seem like they had been friends since before the show, but Robin was like, we've been friends for 5 years, and it's like, well, the show has been on for 5 years. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I think that was shade towards Ashley and Monique, that their friendship is more strategic. And I will agree with that from Ashley's viewpoint and from Monique's. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I can't really blame them because, like I said, that's what Giselle does with Robin. If you keep Robin right close to you, you always have a guard. And that's what Robin is for Giselle.
Which makes sense why when Monique was reading Giselle, she was like, what are you trying to get out of this? That was her way of trying to defend her friend instead of just being there and just being like, girl, let me be quiet before she pull out my iron.
Like Wendy. Wendy ain't say shit when that happened. Wendy just sat there.
She said,
Wendy trying to get to the next season, honey. That was Wendy. We like, ain't got nothing. Even when Karen kind of like, I feel like Karen kind of like dismissed her a little bit. Like, you don't have to, what she said, I accept you. Like, girl, I don't need you to accept me. I'm coming as I am, like, period. Like, I'm gonna be me. That's all I've been. But Wendy still was like, thank you. Just like, that's Wendy ain't have no smoke for nobody aside from Ashley, and she really didn't even give Ashley all that she could have given her. So, I mean, Wendy's just trying to slide on to the next season.
I did appreciate Wendy's take on the colorism situation, and I feel like she spoke exactly what I had been saying throughout the whole season. Those buzzwords that y'all throw out, it may not necessarily be how you feel, but I think it's an underlying thing that happens when you feel like you can hold other people accountable more than Ashley. And when they say Ashley apologizes, I feel like it still took Ashley a while to apologize for some of the shit that she did as well. There were a few times that Ashley felt like she was totally right in what she said and didn't apologize until they got to the fucking reunion. So this idea that somehow Ashley has, apologized in the past, I just kind of feel like, but how long did it take her to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that they definitely didn't drag Ashley the way they did Candice last season with trying to like bully her into apologizing.
But I do also feel like colorism is a strong word to use for what went down between Ashley and them, or whatever the case may be. I do feel like Wendy was being aggressive. She was. So when I feel like when you're being aggressive and somebody calls you out on that, that is what it is. Like, to me, the whole, well, it got to be colorist because, you using buzzwords and calling me aggressive and da-da-da-da-da. But I'm like, let's not listen. If we're going to go off buzzwords, fine. I'll let y'all have that. Now, what do y'all got for Candice and her old issue with, I feel threatened. I was attacked. She's dangerous. She's unpredictable. All of those are buzzwords too.
I agree.
So that's true.
I mean, let's just be real. If you're going to call it out, call it out.
But I honestly feel like when I'm talking about the color situation, I feel like it was more so the way Giselle and Robin kind of hold people on the show. Versus, you know what I'm saying? Like the overall feel, not anybody specifically. You know what I mean? But I do feel what you're saying about that.
if anything, I feel like a lot of the responses pertaining to colorism have to do with the fans. The fans
Mhm.
respond in different ways depending on who the character is. Like in my video, I said that I believe that Wendy was being aggressive. And I think not Wendy, I think Andy asked a really good question when he said, well, what other words would you want us to use? Because Wendy all out called her a bitch and she didn't even know her like that. So that is a little bit aggressive. However, the fans hold different people accountable for different things. So, for
Mhm.
example, Candice called Ashley a roach. And if the roles were reversed, if Ashley, like Candice has a habit of talking to people in a manner that is colorist or racist. I'm gonna
Mm.
straight up call it that. A lot of people like to call it elitism. It's colorist or racist. She talked about the zoo. She talked about your kind. She called Ashley a roach. Now, if the roles were reversed and Ashley called any woman more brown than a paper bag a roach, do y'all know she would have been done for? Even the fact that she's married to a white man, she would have been even more done for.
I agree.
So
You're
yeah,
right.
I just I think Wendy was being aggressive. She called it what it was, and
Yeah.
most of the
I just
colorism
felt
comes
like,
from the fans.
why can't we just say she acting like a bitch? Like, why you gotta be, aggressive, ferocious? Like these, like I said, like I agree with her about the buzzwords and what that meant, because that first argument that they got into, even though she was going at Ashley hella hard, and it was more so that should have been directed towards Monique because she was the one that should have invited you and your baby. I still feel like aggressive is just such a strong word to put on somebody sometimes. But I get what y'all are saying. Like, what else we supposed to call it? But
Yeah,
I just kind of feel like I didn't see that same, oh, did they call Ashley aggressive when she goes at people? Like, I never heard them use those types of words towards Ashley
Okay.
when she was going at people. You know what I'm
I
saying?
can
They
see
just be
that.
like, oh, she's messy, she's doing too much. But when it
Yeah.
comes to Wendy, oh, we want to jump straight on, oh, she's aggressive and she was very ferocious and all of that shit. But I
I can see
agree
that.
that Candice does the same thing. But I also feel like Candice is, living in a white lady's world as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. No, I can see that. I see a lot of people in the comments using the word assertive, and for me, Wendy would have been assertive if she came to her respectfully. She didn't come to her respectfully. She called her
Yeah.
a bitch. And then she also tried to be divisive by saying, call me doctor. So that's my reason for saying that Wendy was aggressive and not assertive. Whenever you start talking to me in a tone, calling me out my name, that's aggressive. You want to fight.
Right. Now, obviously, I'm a dark skinned woman. I only can speak for myself. I'm not speaking for all dark skinned women. As I saw the show, I couldn't connect the dots with the whole colorism thing for the argument that took place between the ladies, or how they may respond to Ashley versus how they respond to Candice. I feel like they respond a certain way to Candice because she's the youngest. I don't know if it had anything to do with color or anything. If anything, for me, I feel like what Karen said, Wendy is not a Potomac, or she shouldn't be a part of, I don't want her in this group or whatever. To me, that made me feel like that's a bit colorist, because all the other ladies are either fair skinned or light skinned. She's the only dark person coming in, and then she's coming in with credentials, and she's making you feel away. So, if anything, I probably would have looked at that situation with colorism. But yeah, I forgot the rest of my thought. I'll probably come back to it. I remember. I'm glad y'all ain't saying that. So I wanted to highlight with the argument. Okay, you're gonna be aggressive when you do get in arguments, but when I look at Basketball Wives, for me, the way they were calling OG aggressive, it was like OG was doing the bare minimum, just having conversations with y'all, and y'all was just calling this lady aggressive out of nowhere. So their words matched their actions, which for me made sense why that situation appeared to be colorist and colorism involved over there. Whereas over here, I didn't really get the same vibe. So I couldn't connect the dots on that. I'm sorry. Somebody gonna have to educate me because that didn't make sense.
You real? You got anything? People been saying you've been quiet for the last 10 minutes. So go ahead.
I mean, well, I don't have to, just jump in on every little thing. I'm biding my time. I mean, I'm sitting here with my binder. I brought my binder too, with my little tabs and everything. So I'm biding my time. When the right piece come up, I'll speak up. I mean, but what y'all want me to say about Robin. Like I already saw her doobie wig. Y'all see the wig she wear? Like it's not. I'm just gonna wait. I'm just going. Y'all know what I'm here for. So I'm just waiting.
You're real. You ain't got no tabs on me, right?
No.
The that I got with this colorism thing is because I have been accused of being a colorist throughout the majority of this season. And the only reason why I've been accused of being colorist is because I don't like Wendy. And a lot of the times people think that because you don't like a person on the show, that means you're colorist. I don't like Wendy, not because she's a dark skinned woman. I mean, I love dark skinned men. Most of my friends are dark skinned, whatever. But I don't like her because she comes across as elitist. That is my opinion on Wendy. She comes across very elitist, and a lot of the times, we can call out colorism and things like that, but we don't call out the elitist nature that is Wendy because Wendy does come across as very elitist. She uses her education as a weapon against other people to bring them down and make them feel less than her, and that's what I don't like about Wendy. She's quick to talk about my degrees, my degrees, my degrees, my degrees, my degrees. That's why I don't like Wendy. That's partially why I didn't like Karen at the beginning of the show because of the whole etiquette thing. And I have this thing with people that's elitist and think that they're better than people and got this bougie ass um what word am I looking for? This bougie ass this position about themselves. Like I don't like that. And someone just mentioned Michael Darby too. He is also elitist. A lot of these motherfuckers on this show is elitist. You know what I mean? And I can't really rock it. It's just like how people um say Monique was ghetto just because she got into a fight. All ghetto people don't fight. Some people that have fought people. You know what I mean? That doesn't make them ghetto just because they got into a physical altercation. You know what I mean? So it's just I don't like elitists.
And
Like
being from the hood, and I want to clock just what you said before I forget, because Candice was like, "Well, you said yourself that you're hood," and it's like I think what she meant was I am from the hood. I think she meant I am from the hood, and if you act accordingly, that will come up out of me. But the idea that you can then turn around and call her ghetto when you engaged in the same type of behavior that she did, that's where the elitism comes in for me with Candice. And I think that's all her mom making her feel like she's so much better than folks because she got a little bit of money. When at the end of the day, bitch, how old are you and you just not getting your own house?
I disagree with Candice calling Monique a hood rat. Absolutely. I agree with you, Bondi. I think Monique meant that she was from the hood, but I can't lie to y'all. What happened in the episode was some love and hip hop shit. It was some love and hip hop shit. And honestly, I hate that she called her a hood rat because Candice has a history of using those undertones when she argues. And like you said, I know it's her mama making her feel like, oh, we don't deal with them. She got the same syndrome that Mary Crosby got over on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I hate to see it, but that was definitely some hood love and hip hop shit. That's what I'm gonna call it.
I can definitely agree to that to some extent. But that's just my whole thing. Like people saying well, a certain person say in the comment section that they're all elitists. I just said they're all elitists. At least most of them are all elitists. I did just say that, but I don't know. Nisi, I guess someone is responding to what you said when someone said, "Isn't it elitist to say that fighting is for love and hip hop?" Is there any react that? I
That's
mean,
absolutely elitist. That's absolutely elitist. Because like, no, I'm not even about to argue with it. That absolutely is. But there's certain things you have certain expectations for certain things. That's what I'm gonna say. When you turn to Bravo, you don't expect to see the same stuff that you see on VH1. I am not calling Monique a hood rat. What I'm saying is what I seen on TV was some Love and Hip Hop shit. And I'm not just talking about the physical altercation. I'm talking about the fact that Monique was saying, "I'ma kill that B." Like, was I even watching Bravo when that came on? So yes, I have different expectations for Bravo than I do for VH1. That was low key borderline Zeus streaming network type stuff. So yeah.
Let's not go that far. Let's not go that far. 'Cause
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. They spitting on people and in the wigs, child, and in the rolls and mangina, girl. That is, we are not nowhere near.
I thought I was the only person in America watching that TV show.
Yeah, but is it a far stretch to think that on any reality show, when you don't like somebody and there's a constant back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, no matter what channel, no matter what show, is it a far stretch to think that maybe this has the chance to get physical? Like, that's the way that I look at it. Like, when people be like, but this is Bravo, and bitch, so what? These are two women that constantly was getting back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And eventually, those two trains was going to crash with each other. It didn't matter that it was Bravo or whatever the case may be. That's the way I've always looked at it.
And let's not forget about the alcohol. They pour alcohol all over these bitches and then be like, don't fight. What?
Another thing too is the reason why I don't necessarily call it love and hip hop stuff, because if you watch the white housewives, they fight way more than the black housewives do. They fight way more. Like Teresa, Teresa from New Jersey, she even pushed Andy down at a reunion. I mean, like tables off. She chased the bitch down a whole dang building. Like she did a lot. Housewives of Miami, a bitch got smacked up for following another bitch out of the damn room. Like when she was trying to get away from her, and the girl followed right behind her, like Portia. You know, when they were sitting on that rooftop, and Portia got up out of her seat and walked away, and Kenya followed behind her. That same situation happened on Real House of Miami, and the chick got smacked up because she was trying to get away from her, and she was walking away. On the Real House of Orange County, a bitch got a whole glass and a drink thrown in her face. So it has been instances on a lot of these housewives shows where they have gotten a tad bit, you know, I don't want to say it, but hood.
That's when the
But
racism comes into
I don't
play.
know.
That's where the racism comes into play to me. That so much space is given to the white housewives to fall on the floor and fight and then make up and kiss like nothing happened. But Monique gets into an altercation with Candice, and let's just throw the whole lady away. She don't deserve to have her job on Housewives and all of that shit. Which is why, honestly, I was more defensive of Monique in this situation, because I did not like the way I felt like Wendy Williams and everybody else jumped on this, oh, she doesn't deserve to be here now bandwagon, when we've seen these white women do the same shit and nobody took their glasses, peaches, apples, whatever the fuck away. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of feel like it's Bravo, it's Housewives. There might be some hair pulling every now and again, but it's across the board with everybody. Not just with the black housewives, not just the white housewives. So stop creating all of these differences. Hey, Josiah.
Hey, Josiah. Thank you, Blondie. That's been my thing through this entire situation. That has been my argument this entire situation. I'm not down for them trying to throw away Monique because she got into and it wasn't even like everybody carried on about it as if she beat the hell out of Candice. Girl, you got your wig pulled. Like, stop trying to sit here and acting like this was a knockdown, drag out. The ambulance had to be called, police had to come, production had to be shut down. Like, that wasn't what this was. And that's the way that they carried this situation, which annoyed me.
No, I agree with both of y'all.
Well, I see somebody.
What are you gonna say, Scotty?
Go ahead.
So
Go ahead. I'll let you go ahead first.
I was just saying, in this situation, I feel like what has allowed me to be unbiased is the way that I see Giselle and Robin trying to milk this situation. Now, I have said early on that I definitely think Monique was wrong for putting hands on Candice, because we saw for 3 episodes where Candice was kind of like, I'm sorry, like hands up, I'm sorry, for 3 episodes. So either way it goes, I think Monique would have put hands on Candice. However, I'm not going to hold Monique to the fire, because the other ladies are trying to benefit of this situation and they're milking it. It's BS to me. It's not genuine, and it's really evil. It's evil AF with Robert and Gizzard, like Scotty says. So, yeah, and I will also call out that I don't watch the other Housewives. I hate to say it, I don't watch the white Housewives. I started trying to watch Housewives of Beverly Hills once Garcelle came on there, so I really can't attest to any other fights besides I heard a lot of people talking about Teresa, but I never seen it myself. So whenever I compared this situation, I compared it to Portia dragging Kenya, because that's all it was. It was just a drag. It wasn't an actual fight. So that's all I could compare it to.
And what I was gonna say is, someone in the comment section was like, well, in the comments right now was saying, well, you know, that may be the other housewives, but they're put. Well, I can honestly say that I honestly believe that Atlanta wasn't necessarily trying to go down that road, and neither was Beverly Hills or the other damn housewives, but they still went there. You never know where it's gonna go on these reality shows. There's different people. They came up all differently. You never know what you're going to get when you get in a show like that. Of course, it's the Real Housewives. Of course, no one is expecting a bunch of. Yes, we expect to see that on Basketball Wives. We expect to see that shit on Love and Hip Hop. Yes, it comes down to reality shows. I, I expect a fight at some point. I just, because most of my years of watching reality TV, that's mainly what's been the big thing, is somebody fighting. That's just, and I hate to say that, but that's just what it is. I mean, even Flavor of Love, they fought. I mean, it is what it is. So it's. I mean, and I know from the Flavor of Love, but most reality shows that we've watched, they've had violence on there. So I'm not saying that it's cool though. I'm not saying that it's right, but I'm not gonna sit down and look down on it because that's what happened. But it is what it is. Let's see. I guess they were talking about Gizzard and Rob's relationship and how it's lasted. And I know that when they first came on the show, they were saying that they had been friends for 5 years, and I was surprised to see that they've been friends for that particular for that amount of time. That amount of time seemed short. I thought they were friends for years and years when they first came on the show. But why do y'all think that their friendship has lasted? I guess. And do anybody care about why they friendship? Go ahead.
Because Robin been sucking Giselle's coochie, and they been bumping pocketbooks, and she been munching on her carpet, and she been licking on her titties and pulling her hair and making her call her mama. That's why their relationship worked as long as it did. Now that's how I feel. How everybody else feel?
I feel like when it comes to Giselle and Robin and their relationship, they have to be two as together, because they already know if one is in some BS, the other one is going to have backed up. I mean, imagine Giselle without Robin. What's she going to do? Because we all can already see that the girls are eating her ass up. So what we going to do without Robin kissing Giselle's ass?
Well, the thing is, I think Giselle could live without Robin. Robin cannot live without Giselle, because honestly, whenever they come for Giselle, Robin does not even protect her friend like she should. I think they have an alliance of messiness. They love to see messiness. They get a kick out of it, but Robin doesn't do all that she can to protect Giselle. So Giselle could live without Robin. Robin without Giselle, she would be demoted to a friend of the show.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I agree with you on that.
She should be demoted to a friend of the show. She ain't got nothing going on.
I think they both need each other. Like, have a symbiotic type relationship. I mean, even when they did a whole pizza stunt for Karen, Giselle wasn't going to do that without Robin. You really pay attention. A lot of times, Robin tends to be Giselle's mouthpiece because Giselle cannot necessarily formulate what it is she wants to say on the spot. So they kind of sort of need each other. So yeah.
I agree.
I definitely agree with that too because there is no Robert without Gizzard, and there's definitely no Gizzard without Robert. And I think that when it comes down to it, Gizzard has Robert on a leash. Robert is being her fucking pit bull all the time, always defending her in her messiness, and is never necessarily calling her out on her shit. The only time that she did it was this season when they was talking about how, Jezebel Jamal wasn't around phone. That was really the only time she really spoke on Giselle's hypocrisy. Any other time when Gizzard is doing the right there with her doing the bullshit. So yeah, they can't live without each other. And if it wasn't for the other one would not have no flute, champagne glass, whatever the hell you call this shit. Um, I guess the next thing is when they was talking about 4 for 4 and her how was 4 for 4 in her first season as well as her defending her degrees. So what did y'all how did y'all feel about that particular conversation? They were talking about double stack degrees and how did y'all think she fit in on her first season? I'm gonna let y'all go. I'll go last because y'all know how I feel about Junior, Junior Bacon Cheeseburger.
Listen, I'm gonna go on ahead and get this out the way now.
That sounds good.
Go ahead. I didn't give two shitrous fucks about what Wendy had to say about her degrees, about especially degrees that she don't even want. Because let's not forget, she did it for her mama. So because you did it for your mama, that gives you the right to try to browbeat everybody and try to shame them and well, you need to be happy. You need to be glad that I got 4 degrees. But it's like that you don't even want them. You want to be on MSNBC. Like, I was just over her after that point. I'm tired of talking about the degree. I mean, I'm glad you got them. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad you got them. I'm glad you got your thing. It's like, well, now, yeah, make it happen. Make what to do. But other than that, I kind of don't care because they fit in with this group. And that's just the way that I feel about it.
Your audio messing up again, Terrence. Your audio messing up again. Like I didn't really get to hear anything you said because your audio was messing up. So go out. Um, anybody
Based
else
on the
wanted to
I kind of
elaborate
heard a
on
little
that?
bit.
Why he go?
no.
Yeah, I kind of heard.
Oh, you can go ahead, Jamie.
I heard a little bit of. Oh, thanks. I kind of heard a little bit what he said about him not wanting to hear anything else about Wendy's degrees because she doesn't even want the degrees because she did it for her mama. So I kind of agree with that. In addition to that, it's like, girl, you on Housewives now. I'm so for Wendy and her 4 degrees. That is very hard to accomplish, very hard to do, but she did it. Next season, I'm not really interested in hearing about no degrees, especially after you made an executive decision to sign a contract to be on Housewives. Pull it out should you need to. You know what I'm saying? But that shouldn't be a reoccurring theme like every episode. Like, what else you got going on? It seems like she has a lot going on in her household. So let's talk about that.
Listen, that all my life I had to fight monologue that she did at the reunion, I wasn't here for it. I mean, we're happy that you have your 4 degrees. We're happy that you're killing it, But I like, like Jamie said, I want to see more. I want to see more of what she got going on. Show us more of your life.
I didn't tell everybody since Wendy came on the show. She was the epitome of Black girl magic. I was happy to see somebody with credentials actually come on the show. She wasn't somebody to me who claimed her success through marriage like a lot of other women did. So I was excited to see her on the show. But yeah, she kind of wore me out with the 4 degrees. Like, if we would have took a shot every time she said 4 degrees, like, we would not be able to do this live. We would be gone. So I was just tired of seeing it. But I am not one of those people who are like, I'm good on Wendy. I would like to see Wendy in the next season because Wendy actually does speak up and she speaks her opinion. Her opinion doesn't seem I don't know, a little bit. I feel like she's trying to build an alliance with the group, but also I feel like that's how she genuinely feels. So I'm glad to see her speak out on things like that. I think she cares, but does she care that much? Probably not. So yeah, I would like to see Wendy for another season. She cool with me.
So
For me, go
no, go
ahead,
ahead, Scotty.
Real, because I said I was going last.
All right, so
Oh, okay.
um, what I want to say is like when it comes to Wendy, like I said, whether or not by next season, I don't care. When it comes to these damn degrees, I don't hear them again. Especially when the only thing you can anchor and use your leverage is your degrees. But when you get into these women, it seems like all that etiquette, degrees, and everything goes out the window. And if you're going to sit here and try to be that person all the time. Because one thing that really upset me with the season, primarily this reunion, is the overly using of the word ghetto. And the reason why, so here's one for y'all. People don't know what ghetto originates from. Ghetto originated in New York when the Jews came over to New York. I'll speak on it because I'm just for those who don't know. And they were put in the worst area, and that was called the ghetto. So how is it that that goes from being there to being on us? So when shit like this comes up, it's very upsetting to me because like we're using this, and for someone to be so esteemed and so educated, why hasn't she come out and said to her friend, Candice, okay, yeah, we got to pull back on this word ghetto, amongst other things. So unless she's really going to use the fullness of these degrees to sit here and make everything right on the show, I don't want to hear it again.
Totally
And
agree,
that's
As far as
1010%. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Hey guys, I just wanted to hop in real quick and tell y'all that I'm about to go ahead and exit the live so I can rest up. So you guys enjoy
okay.
the rest of the night, and I'll probably be watching y'all.
All
Bye,
right.
y'all.
all
Bye,
right.
Jamie.
Feel
All right,
better.
feel better.
Thank you.
Feel better, sis.
Now, what was you about to say, Josiah?
No, I was just saying that's another thing that kind of irks me with Wendy. We can definitely tell that she picked a side, and you know, just like stop picking. Like really, if your friend is doing the absolute most, you need to just check her on that situation. Like I just don't like how she just immediately like picked a side.
For me, when it comes down to four for four, I just don't find she's not a likable person to me. It's just this I just don't vibe. She just doesn't connect with me, like real talk. Like that's just what it is. So she just doesn't connect, and she's pretty annoying to me. And on top of that, it's just I do feel like she does, and I can't say it enough. She does use her education as a weapon to belittle other people. That is my issue with her. Like straight up, like and in real life, I don't like people like that. Like people that like to use their degrees as a way to sit up and be like, oh well, I got a degree and you don't, or all this other shit. Like I got family members that's like that. Like they'll look down on your ass just because you ain't a degree. You know what I mean? Like I mean I don't know. I just feel like she's I don't know. It's just one of those little situations where um she just doesn't connect with me and I just can't fuck with her like that. I mean, it's just what it is. And I see some of y'all in the comments, I got every right to feel that way because most people may think that, well, because Wendy chose Candace's side, that's why you don't like her. No, I don't give a damn what side she chose. She could have chose Monique's side. She could have been on Karen's side for all I gave a damn. I just don't like her. And that's just what it is, and can't nobody not. can't nobody make me like her at all. It is what it is. So it is what
Four
it
for
is.
four.
I'm
You
not.
right,
I just don't
Scotty.
connect.
No, you're right. Somebody in the comments said, Ebony in the comments used the word obnoxious, and I never heard a word
Yeah.
more synonymous with Wendy. Like, it just is what it is. It's like, if you really are that chick, do you really have to keep saying that you that chick? Probably not. But
Right.
I think Wendy has the credentials. She has the anchors to allow her to go far on this show, but she keeps holding herself back by using her degrees as a method to divide. So yeah, I feel you all the way, Scotty.
And not to mention, I did somebody in the comment section also said, okay with the grand dame, but y'all have a problem with Wendy talking about her degrees. Y'all say about that because fuck it, I don't know. I guess it is what it is. Um, I mean, I don't like that whole grand dame shit with Karen either because I didn't like it when she first. I mean, but at the same time, as the show has gone on, I see Karen trying to act like she's better than people. Wendy does act like she's better than people, and that's just what it is. And y'all can like Wendy all fucking day, but that's just how I feel. Like I don't fuck with Wendy. Hey, much love.
Hey, Nina.
Let's
I
see.
think we have all said that there is elitism or whatever the fuck, my words is messing up because I'm a little bit on this medicine now. But a lot of them try to make it seem as if they better than somebody for whatever reason. Honestly, I think that's what the franchise is built off of. I'm a housewife. I have money. I'm better than you. That's what the whole thing is built off of. And what we have come to like is seeing ourselves in people that we didn't think we could relate to. Okay? So when you have Potomac and you have Wendy coming on with her degrees, us educated girls, yes, we love to see it. But at the same time, that can't be all you bring to the table because it's a reality show, bitch. If you wanted your degrees to matter, take your ass back to Johns Hopkins where those degrees matter. That shit does not matter on this show. So you bringing it up all the time is obnoxious. It's annoying. It's you trying to shit on people because you have nothing else to shit on them with. Okay? And that's just what it is. Can we move on from Wendy's boring ass?
Please. She making my nuts itch at this point, girl. Can we please move on? I'm over here doing this. Let's find something better to talk about.
I mean, I'm just going down the list. I mean, goddamn, I'm just going down the list. Do we really care if this moved out of her mama's house or not? Because I don't. We don't have to talk about that if we don't want to.
I just want to say that she looked really cute in the picture with her and Chris in front of the house. Candice always gives. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm. Now let
Yeah,
me
I was
ask
looking
y'all
at
this
Candice
about
for
that.
this reunion.
Go ahead, Josiah.
I was looking at Candice at this reunion, and she looked beautiful. I mean, maybe not the outfit is not my favorite, but you know, the look, the hair, the makeup. I said, okay, she did look good.
Now
I'll give her that.
I asked this question on my live this morning because Candice made it a point to say, this is a home that me and Chris purchased together with our money. The only thing that my mama paid for was that plastic plant. I proposed the question this morning. I said, do y'all believe that that is true? Or do y'all believe that her mama put down that down payment and they're
I was just about to
responsible
say
for the
that.
rent? What do y'all believe about that?
Before she said rubber plant, every bone in my body told me that she was about to say her mama donated the down payment. I'm not even gonna lie.
I mean,
Like, I'm
because
not.
everybody is going around. Well, she's on BET. I said, girl, BET, them little airbounce fails on BET. Don't pay that much money, girl. Where y'all get that from?
But the housewives does. Okay? I
It
definitely
do.
think she used her housewives check to get her house. I definitely believe that. And even if her mom did help her, like, so what? I don't see nothing wrong with her mom helping her. I just wish that it didn't also showcase how much of a child she is because of the way she shows up in the world and on the show. She's very childish. So when you add that to your mom always having to help you, it's just kind of like, girl, miss me with the bullshit because you barely out of high school on some shit. Okay, that's what Candice feels like to me. But yeah, I believe that she probably got this little house with her and Chris and their own little ducats, and that's cute. Good for her.
It's cute. It's cute.
My
Listen, it was a
only
cute house.
thing is, I hope she bought the house cash, because the way that Andy was talking about she needed to chill out with them Twitter fingers is like, you might not need to depend on that housewife check for this house. I think she got the house herself. I don't think her mom donated to it, but I think she needs to take Andy's advice and, put them Twitter fingers behind her back. That's all. So yeah, another thing, don't misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm not team Monique, team Candice, but what I'm saying is Candice needs to chill out with Twitter fingers. She probably bought the house herself, and she needs to take Andy's advice before she get the boot.
I'm proud of Candice for the house move, but I am slightly concerned because of the whole parallel between her and Monique. How Monique said she's always trying to prove herself. It seems like the same thing can be said for Candice, because obviously the jabs of this being, your mother's house and all of that, it seemed like it resonated so much with her. So I hope that she and her husband don't put themselves in a financial bind trying to sit here and prove a point to people you don't need to prove a point to, because the reality is this: when Dorothy goes on to glory, guess what? That house still stays in the family, so it's still inherited. So as much of a quote unquote read it is, there's still legacy there. So I hope she's good, but it'll be real messed up if she does get kicked off this show and then they have to sit here, move out of there and move back into the other place.
And again, y'all, I don't want
I
nobody to
don't really
feel like
like.
I'm hating on Candice. I'm glad if Candice got it, and she's stepping up and being a grown woman and finally deciding to stop sucking on Dusty Dorothy, dusty ass titties. Good. I'm with that. I'm with that. I was just asking a question. Don't get upset with me in the comments. I was just asking.
Well, I don't have an opinion either way about her getting the house. I mean, cause I'm still at home, so I have nothing to say about nobody and what the hell they doing. So what can I say? I'm still at home. What the fuck can I say?
Somebody in
Um,
the comments said we're coming for Candice. Where was that at? We're coming for Candice, basically generational wealth. I think before we started talking, we all gave her kudos for having generational wealth. And that's the beautiful thing, that her mom can't allow her daughter to live the same way that she was brought up. So I'm not coming for
I
her
feel
for
like I
generational wealth.
literally just said that there is nothing wrong with her mom. I feel like I just said that.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong at all. I think Candice got the house herself. Good for Candice. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing.
And when you couple that with the immaturity, that's when it's annoying. And let's be very clear, Giselle is the one that has so much to say about Candice's mom helping her out. Giselle, I like to remind y'all of that, viewers. Shit, if my mama was rich, you think she wouldn't be helping me?
Okay.
I'd rather get the money from my mama than some nasty ass old man.
Okay, Ashley, period.
not Ashley. Yeah, because at the end of the day, I don't think anyone said anything about her generational wealth. I don't really think anyone really gives a fuck about her generational wealth, to be quite honest. I wish I had generational wealth. So, like I said, I still stay at home. So, I ain't got shit to say about what she got and what she's doing. I don't really give a fuck, if you're being honest. Like, but that has been the thing where people been saying that folks always going in on Candace about her mother paying for everything, but I don't really care about that shit. Like I said, when she came on the like he said, it was Gizzard that constantly kept talking about the whole thing about her mother paying for everything. She talked about it. So I don't think any one of us really made that a thing at all, but she brought it. That was the thing that they was attacking her with from the jump.
And let's not forget shading Candice about her mom helping her from her $900,000 teardown. So listen, okay, I think all of the girls are a little bit upset about the fact that Candice's wealth comes from her mom, and it ain't us. Okay, just know this. I just feel like Candice is just aggravating sometimes, and it's because she's childish and her mom babies her. It has nothing to do with the generational wealth. It's more so the codependency of their personalities than it is the money. Now let's move on from this.
Please.
Shit.
Yes, let's move on. Okay, the argument that Candace and Ashley had in regards to the music. Any thoughts on that? I mean, when it came down to that particular situation, Andy asked Candace the question about her song, and then he asked her, "Does it suit Ashley's song?" And of course, she doesn't, which I knew she would say. And then she said because there's no auto tune, and when she said there's no auto tune, Ashley got defensive, and she did respond to what had said, and then it turned into the whole situation where you need to worry about your husband. He itching. You might need to take a test. And then Ashley said, "You need to bring up my husband." And then Candy said that you and your forehead jumped into my conversation and had nothing to do with it, and all this other stuff. But I do feel like this. Ashley did have the right to hop into the conversation because she did shade her, even though he did ask her the question in regards to how does the song compare. She did kind of shade Ashley when she was answering the question, so Ashley had every right to defend herself. But neither one of you brought the scene like that. That's my opinion. Now, y'all can go on and with what y'all got to say on it.
Okay, so I actually was so here for Candice in this moment. I thought her read was impeccable. When she said he's itching, you need to go and get tested, I was like, it's all true. And then let's be real, Ashley. You can talk about technical difficulties all you want to, but your ass can't sing. And that's probably one of the reasons that you've been hating on Candice from the beginning. Because when y'all was in pageants, she would get out there and give her good strong voice, and you would get out there and yah on the microphone, ain't really doing much or nothing. So it don't matter about technical difficulties when a bitch can sing a cappella. Okay? So I personally feel like Ashley did have a right to jump in. This is the reunion. But ultimately, girl, just be quiet because you know that Candice outperformed you. Like, let it go.
I
Okay, all the
agree.
way, buddy.
I
Respectfully, that song
go ahead.
sucked. Ashley's song sucked. I couldn't, like I said, I think we talked about this a little bit last episode. Like, if I can't shop around a Forever 21 in peace and hear your song, then it's not doing it for me. Ashley was auto-tuned all the way. Candice never lied with auto-tune, so I don't know if I would. It was shade, but it was factual. So for that reason, I cannot be mad.
I totally agree. Both of their songs, listen, I prefer Candace song way more than I didn't even know actually had a damn song. Okay, I'm just gonna be real. Like when I said that, I said, "What? That bitch got a song?" Like, and I did not bother to listen to it because I didn't want to hear it. But for me, I gotta push back a little bit. Listen, if I'm in the middle of arguing with you, you can shade my song all day, but then when you bring up itchy ass husbands, albeit true, I just kind of felt like that was just another way of Candace taking a situation from here to here. And had Ashley been about that life and decided to dive on Candace's ass, she wouldn't been in the wrong to do it. Shade me, shade my music. Stop making it more bigger and personal than what it needs to be. Keep it about the music. That's how I feel.
That's impossible, Terrence. That's possible for Candice. Go ahead, Josiah. I'm sorry, baby. I know you want to.
No, I'll go last. Go ahead. Spilling all the tea.
So what I'll say about it is, like, unfortunately, Terrence, I think I have to disagree with you on this for this reason. So the question was asked to, posted note. She answered the question. Granted, did she have the shade of Ashley? No, she didn't. Okay, and then laptop forehead, aka big jump in. And my thing is this. I always say I like posted note. I like this shade that she throws, and sometimes you gotta say what you gotta say to get somebody off your case. So when she came for Garden Mail and talked about him itching, I was like, well, I mean, touche. So I was here for it.
You know, it's funny because I'm gonna have to call Andy's ass out because he was being messy as fuck for asking that question and then checking Candice that she answered the question. Now, yes, the conversation shouldn't have went left, but Andy, you know what the hell you was doing about asking that damn question.
You're right. I get it. But all I'm saying is because we know Candice can't fight, let's just be clear. If Ashley was really about that, like the way Monique was, and she would have wrote another check where her ass could not cash. If I was Candice, I would have just kept, girl, your shit trash. Get the fuck over it. Like I just kept it at that.
See, I agree with you when you say that because that brings me back to when Andy asked them about who they felt was best dressed. And Monique was like, she felt like Karen was best dressed. And so she was like, Andy was like, oh, I thought you were gonna say yourself. And she was like, I'm not that vain. And then Candice is like, in public. And I'm like, bitch, if you so scared, I'm gonna need for you to stop making all of these little comments that will get your ass drugged again. Okay? You ain't learned yet, huh? Like that's what I'm saying, y'all. Like she's antagonizing Monique throughout the reunion and Monique keeps ignoring her. But I just kind of feel like if you so scared, shh. Okay?
But Bobby, did Monique come for her first whenever she answered the question and said, I'm not that vain? She called Candice vain. So I felt like what Candice said was okay. It was fair game. Because she was being shady with the answer from Andy. When Andy said, is it you? She said, or something, Monique says, I'm not that vain. And in her response, she was calling Candice vain. So do you think that...
I missed it.
She was calling Candice vain. So,
I missed that.
So Candice's response, it was just a response. I don't think she started with Monique. I think she was planning to be on hush mode, but she responded back whenever Monique said, I'm not that vain.
I don't think so, just because I feel like she made a lot of comments throughout the whole episode. Her and Robin were working on my nerves, to be honest, because they were making like the most sideline comments. Even at the end, when Monique is talking to Giselle, Candice is over there. She couldn't wait to bring this out. Like, nobody's even talking to you. This ain't even about you.
Yes, I agree with you on that one. She was excited to jump the gun on that one. But at the beginning, they didn't have any conversation. It was Monique who said the vain thing. But I definitely agree with you on the end.
Well, I can say that when it comes down to the comment in regards to I'm not that vain, and then Candice turns around and says, what did she say? In public. I totally can understand what Niecy is saying. I do think that in hindsight, what Monique was saying in regards to no, I'm not that vain, I do think that it could be taken as a subliminal shot in a sense. It could be very subtle in a sense like that. Like, especially when you already don't like somebody already, and then you can sit there and listen to what someone's saying, and then the next thing you know, if he just asked you who you think is the best dress, you know what I mean? I thought you say, whatever.
Did Candice say that she was
didn't
the best
necessarily.
I can't remember.
What you were saying, Niecy? Did Candice say that she herself was the best dressed?
Yeah, Candice said that it would have to be between Karen and myself. And then Monique said, Andy said, Monique, what do you think? And Monique said, I'm not that vain, so it would have to be Karen. So she addressed Candice
I didn't
first.
realize that Candice said herself. I thought she had said Karen as well. Gotcha.
Yeah. So it could, in a sense, like, I could see how somebody could, oh my God. It doesn't matter what, let me not go there. I ain't got time. Anyway, I could see how it could be taken as shade. Don't laugh at me, Bun, because I see some of these fucking comments and I go the fuck off, but I'm not gonna do it tonight. I just swear I'm not gonna do it tonight.
You know that's
people
what
just
they
really hear what they want to hear. I'm not gonna do it.
Don't do it, Scotty. I told you, make a separate video.
I ain't gonna do it.
Make a separate video responding to the comments, and then you get the views on that one.
I ain't gonna do it tonight. I ain't gonna do it tonight. I ain't gonna do it tonight because people just saying all sorts of bullshit. I ain't gonna do it tonight because I ain't turned no blind eye to shit. I
Well,
simply
y'all
just
know.
said that this girl, I could understand why it was taken at why anyone as shade. I just said why it could be taken as shade. You know what I mean? But at the same time, people still gonna say that blind eye when I just said the girl was being shady. Like, I ain't gonna do
I
it
mean, they
though.
all being shady towards each other. It doesn't even
Yeah,
fucking matter. Can we move
Yeah,
on?
the shade was on the
yeah.
ground.
Next topic.
I ain't gonna do it. But you know I wanna do it though. But I ain't gonna do it. What's next? When they were talking about Candice and her Twitter fingers and all of that other stuff, they were asking, they were trying to hold her accountable for her Twitter fingers. And she apologized. She did say, what did she say verbatim? Did she say that she's good with her words or whatever, but it could also be a detriment to her as well with her words. Do you think that was her taking accountability for what she does
No,
on Twitter?
Absolutely not.
no.
You don't
That
think
was a way
so?
of
No,
skating around it.
no,
Oh,
Because taking
no,
accountability
okay.
means
Well, tell me.
hey guys, I'm sorry. I have talked a lot of shit on Twitter. I apologize for what happened. Please, let's move on. She didn't even take accountability. That's why I can't fuck with her.
what bothers me the most about Candice is she likes to hold people feet to the flame for the very same behavior that she does. She constantly wants to get on her platform and say how Monique fans are bullying her over social media. She's being bullied and yada yada yada. But my whole thing is, bitch, you've done the same thing. When Ashley was sitting up there pushing out Baby Bean, you calling her all kind of roaches and tweeting and this, that, and this. So how can you get in your feelings about people giving you the same damn thing that you get back? She
Which
took
was
no
disgusting.
accountability, none at all. And I just feel as though she's just getting everything that she dished back. She needs to get over it.
See, when it came to it, like I was upset and I was mad at her only because like your boss is literally sitting there trying to give you advice to save your show, and she's doing a horrible job of reading both the room and the situation. You feel what? Like, and yeah, look, y'all heard me say I go for it. Even some of the wild stuff that she say again, like, hey, do what you do. Now there have been times that she has addressed people that didn't even address her and just going ham. But again, that is your prerogative. You can do whatever you want to do on your platform, but it goes back to understanding that there's consequences behind your actions. Like she's lost some gigs because of this. I'm glad she was able to do that BET movie before all this stuff happened, but he's literally trying to like throw her a bone, like I'm giving you a little bit, will you take it? And she's hell bent on being right, and I think that's going to be to her detriment.
And
She
how
is
about
Dorothy's
this?
child.
And how about this? Even Giselle checked her ass. The puppet master had to check her ass and get her together on that situation. So that means a lot, okay?
See, with Candice, y'all, she could have taken this situation and milked it if she was smart enough. The way that she's trying to milk it isn't working in her favor. Like literally, I don't think that Candice could have done anything differently. I think that Monique was under stress and she wanted to put hands on her, knowing the backstory that was not filmed this season. So Candice just, I can't root for her without her shooting herself in the foot. That's what I'm gonna say. Candice cannot take accountability. Candice and Monique has got into this game of trying to prove the other one wrong. Rather than both of them being adults and saying, okay, I did this wrong, I did that wrong, both of them are trying to prove each other wrong. Hence, Monique coming with receipts. Hence, Candice trying to get Karen on her side. So I'm like, this is a conflict that we will never see resolved because neither one of them want to take accountability. They're both in the game of trying to prove the other wrong. I don't think that Monique has claimed any type of fault in what happened. I think she's remorseful for her part. I think she's remorseful for the way that it played out on TV, but I don't think that she's claimed any sort of fault, and neither has Candice. So it's all a mess because they in this strategic game of blaming the other one.
Okay, so Nino, you know I can understand where you coming from with this. You right, they are in this blame game. But I feel like when Monique was in that space of she didn't deserve what I gave her. When Monique was in that space, that was when Monique was probably going to go to Candice with the apology. But Candice, being butthurt that she got her ass whipped, decided to go and call the popo hole. And now you taking this to another level. And now I'm even more mad because you're trying to come at me for some money. You know what I'm saying? You trying to sue me. I feel like it was just icing on the cake for how Monique felt about her. Like, not only did you fuck over me and our friendship, but now we done got into this fight and you trying to sue me instead of sitting down and having a conversation with me. I think there was a moment where Monique absolutely felt like, okay, I was fucked up. She didn't deserve all that. But Candice didn't get a chance to see that because Candice went and filed lawsuit.
And let me
Terrence,
say this 1 second, because I'm seeing this in the chat. This is not a best Candice session. Candice has every right to go back and forth with who she wants to go back and forth with on Twitter, Instagram, what have you. My whole issue is you can't sit up and partake in the very same behavior that you're trying to fight up against, and then you're using buzzwords and trigger words again. I'm being bullied. They're attacking me all over Twitter. That's my whole thing. Like, take accountability for that. That's all I'm saying. Nobody is attacking her.
And I'm sorry, but the way you go at people wishing death on them and shit like that, you can't ever get me to feel bad for the way somebody comes at you on social media. Get off social media then, bitch. It's not like they in your face. Turn your phone off. Delete the app. I don't know what you need to do, but you need to take responsibility for the fact that you are engaging in that with other people. Because she has gone back and forth recently on some shit where it's like, you really shouldn't even be. I don't even go at my, people that come at me like that. And I'm not even as famous as you are. I really feel like Candice needs to get off of social media for a while. Like, take a break, bitch. Because you doing too much and you never take responsibility for it.
Y'all are exactly right. And what y'all are saying is part of the reason why I'm saying every time Candice has a moment to root for her, she shoots herself in the foot. It's like, dang, you could have took advantage of this moment, but you shooting yourself in the foot. So no, I completely agree with y'all on that. However, every time I see some conflict arise between Monique and Candice, it's all built up, and I go back to saying, why did Monique hold Candice accountable physically, but she never held Giselle accountable during the season? Not during the reunion, during the season. So that's what I can't get with. It just didn't make sense to me at all. Now, if Monique would have came on the season coming for Giselle and Candice, I would have been all for Monique. But I just don't understand how it turned physical with Candice, yet while you had the opportunity to film season 5, you never addressed Giselle. You waited until the reunion.
Agreed.
And even
I agree with you on that.
Another thing that I want to address is, I'm not gonna curse them out, but another thing that I want to address is that I did see people in the comment section up in here saying that Monique's fans are bullies. But I can honestly say, if Monique's fans are bullies, definitely bullies, because every time I do a damn video, they coming for me. If I say anything that's praising her or anything that's making her God, then I'm getting attacked every other week. So,
All
and
of
on
these
top of
people
that,
that watch
Monique
these
fans,
shows are
quote
doing too.
unquote,
Hold up, Sky. Let me just say this. Every time we do these shows, it's a group of people that always want to be in the comments going fucking ham. So to act like, oh, it's Monique's followers. No, baby. It's people on this show in general. People who watch this show in general do way too much. Okay? So don't try to put that on
they
Monique.
do.
It's a lot, you know what I'm saying? It's not just her fans. Because like you said, Scotty, we get so much heat for understanding where Monique is coming from, even when we say she's wrong. I have never seen Monique's people like really go at anybody the way I feel like Candice's people come at us for being able to see both sides of the situation. So that comment is bullshit. Okay?
Right. Because to me, it's like I see people say that Monique fans are bullies, and I don't know. Who knows? But from what I see, I could honestly say that Candice fans are bullies as well. I mean, I could say that, but I don't. But I could say that. But if you really want to go there, if you want to say Monique's fans are bullies, then both sides are bullies. You can say both sides are bullies, to be honest, because they attack me every which way, and I could see if if I like honestly see if I was just sitting up here a day, but I don't. If anything, I drag Gizzard and Robin more than anyone. I don't really give Candice any type of heat like give it to Giselle and Robin more so than Candice. But the problem is that I don't always see things on one side. If you don't like, we're always going to be at a catch 22. If you don't see shit just on Candace's side, then they're going to attack you. Like, it's just simple as that. Like, if you call her out for anything, you will be attacked. It's just what it is. So I'm just not gonna agree with this whole Monique's fans or bullies thing. If you want to put it that way, both sides are the same way. Like, both are annoying if you ask me. And the people are way too invested anyway. If you're gonna attack me for my opinion, stating my opinion for 20 minutes. I mean, it is what it is. But and someone also said, we y'all check people on y'all page for coming for y'all, so why can't Candace do it? I never said she could do it. But when I check people on my shit though, at the same time, when I curse people out in the comment section for coming at me, even though they coming at me disrespectfully, some are saying that's not professional. You shouldn't be cursing out people in the comment section. You shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing that. But yet uh, they just dog me fuck out. Some people have said that, have said heinous things to me, all because of an opinion that I got on somebody. But when I come back at them, it's an issue. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. So I never said that Candace
And
can't
again,
respond to what
Candace,
she said. But it's a way of doing
yeah, again, Candace can respond any way that she wants to. But Candace has to understand you get what you put out there. And if you dogging out people on social media and then they come back for your neck, don't start yelling, I'm being bullied. They're internet bullying me. I'm being attacked. I'm about to get a subpoena to take down these tweets because it's online bullying. Stop that shit. Stop that shit.
If you gonna dish it, be able to take it is what we're
But I
saying.
didn't.
I don't know why that's lost upon some of y'all in these comments, but Candace doesn't get to like wish death on people, and then we gonna act like that's the same thing as Scotty telling somebody "fuck you" in the comments. Not the same thing, okay? Not the same thing at all. Candace takes a lot of time to go back and forth with people in a way that I feel like is completely unnecessary for her level. Like, there are way too many people coming at you for you to be giving people that much of your damn energy, which is another telltale sign of her immaturity. But go off in the comments. Go off.
Yeah, I just can't. Like, someone just said, y'all should ignore the comments like Candace does. Obviously, she doesn't ignore the comments because they affect her the same way
It's
that
called
some of y'all should be
engagement,
affecting
bitch.
us. Like, at the end of the day, it's what it is.
It's called engagement, bitch. Okay.
I mean,
It's
I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't
Child, what
know.
else happened in the
Oh.
reunion?
It's okay,
The
Scotty.
And it's
comment
some comment.
the comment that I keep seeing is that Monique went harder because Candice was her friend and Giselle was not. But that still doesn't answer my question of why she didn't address Giselle at all.
And I felt that same way as that comment, but Nisi, you're right. Like, why is it that there was no addressing it at all? Now, I still feel like with Candice, it was more of a hurt situation. So I'm hurt by you, so I don't know how to handle that. But with the other girls, I think it was more so I don't want to get into it with y'all because y'all gonna spray my information.
I agree. And like honestly, I would have rather seen Monique in the season with the binder. I would have rather seen her fight with her words with the binder and spill truths on the other ladies than getting physical. And for that reason, I'm like, it just don't make sense to me. I'm not gonna
But
say that.
hindsight is 2020. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we
Mhm.
can all
Yes,
agree Monique did not
Mhm.
handle herself the best this season. It was just her season. Everybody has a season where they just don't handle themselves the best and they get shitted on. And last season was Candice. This season is Monique. She did not handle this situation in a smart way. It was a
agreed.
lot of moving
Mhm.
off emotion. And I think, like she said before, she actually does feel some type of way about how Giselle and them don't really accept her.
Yes,
And I think a part of her didn't have an issue with fighting Candice because Candice had accepted her at one point or another. She doesn't have that same, longing for acceptance from Candice as she had with the other ladies.
Mm.
And also, I feel like Candice, being the immature one, they sun her a lot. They don't really, care as much to respect her because they see her as immature.
Mhm.
yeah,
Me, I've always felt like Monique always saw Giselle for her works. And I believe that she was just always more hurt by Candice because, unlike them, they were really friends. So it's like I understand where the emotions came from, but at the end of the day, I still wished a part of me, even though I felt like Candice got what she deserved because she asked for it, I still feel like I would have accepted it a whole lot more had she did come at Giselle or Robin with that exact same smoke instead of getting all to Candice. But I understood the hurt and the feelings that there for Candice. I do.
You could tell that Monique was butthurt when they went on that
you
vacation. And that's another thing. Everybody kept trying to act like Monique was trying to ice Candice out. And I'm like, but she was still inviting her to everything. Like, how I'm icing you out, but you still getting invited to my house and we beefing. So I never agreed that Monique was trying to ice Candice out. But I do feel like she was trying to be strategic in a way of maybe if I have Giselle on my side a little bit, I'll fare better in this fight with Candice. I do believe that. But she ended up playing herself because you can't trust somebody that's hating on you just because you have more than them. You know what I'm saying? So in all actuality, it would have behooved both Candice and Monique to have a conversation amongst one another without the other girls. And they just really never got to that point. And I think Karen was trying to make that happen. And it just never did. And that's unfortunate because they both got played as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, and I don't know what the hell she was thinking by trusting Giselle. I don't know what the hell she was thinking. Maybe she
That's why
was
I said
sitting
she was
on
trying to be
something.
strategic. She
and
thought that
yeah,
that would
that's
help
why I
her.
couldn't get with her because you were trying too hard to be strategic. Like I understand, like we didn't talk about this in the past. Her not bringing up her marriage, I understand that, but it's like at the point to where whenever she physically assaulted Candice, because that's what it was, um, I feel like she didn't do that until Robin and Giselle start laughing at her. And when they start laughing, she felt like, okay, all y'all are trying to play me. So let me show y'all what I'm really about. So I understand what Monique was thinking in that millisecond. However, I just can't get with her trying to be strategic. Like y'all said, she played herself. And that's why I'm like, okay, that wasn't smart.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for me, and people that watch, some people that watch me, conveniently forget that at the beginning of the season, when Monique sat at that lunch table with Gizzard, talking to her about Candace and all this other stuff, and even high fiving her, I was absolutely and positively annoyed by that because I get that. I get what some of y'all are saying that she was trying to be strategic, but with the wrong bitch. Because at the end of the day, bitch don't like you. And I already could see it from the very beginning. I even said it from the jump that with her sitting up here talking to Gizzard, I bet Gizzard had got something to do with that fight or had something
She
because it's
definitely
like I
instigated the
just feel
fight.
like that fight keep going back.
I definitely feel like not
Yeah,
only was
like
we
I
saw
do
Giselle
feel like
saying
it had a
shit.
lot to do with it.
Yeah, I feel like we saw Giselle saying shit to Monique, but I think she was also saying shit to Candice behind the scenes as well. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of pitting them against each other the whole time, and them being too stubborn to actually talk to each other. Like that really fucked them up this season, as far as I'm concerned. Like they really should have had that conversation, like way at the beginning. That way, it wouldn't have gotten to this point. But I also feel like people are always blaming Monique and not taking, like, not really listening to what she's saying about how Candice was acting in their friendship. Like, y'all remember when they were
Yeah.
saying how when the whole thing went down at Andy's baby shower, Karen and Ashley told her about that, not
Yeah.
Candice. And she thought her and Candice was like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they're
The,
definitely gonna hit that subject on the second part of the reunion and just really get behind the scenes tea, because like you said, Bondi, I definitely want to know what the hell happened and what's going on behind the scenes. So I'm excited to see about that next week, this upcoming Sunday.
Shala might break out the shirt for part 2. I don't know. I'm waiting, y'all. I'm waiting for the perfect episode to
break out the shirt. Y'all, we need to wear all black for part 2, because I'm pretty sure, like, between Karen and Monique playing ball with Giselle's head, like, it's gonna be a whole funeral. They just passing Giselle's head back and forth. But
So we need to wear all black for part 3.
Part 3, wear all black.
Part 3, yeah.
Shoot, it's gonna be a funeral next week because they're
I'm gonna have on
the
my sunglasses. I got a nice
question.
Black suit.
I have a question for y'all. Why do y'all think Candice ran off the stage crying? Like, what y'all think happened there?
Because you know what, I don't want to be biased, but I feel like that because she couldn't really handle the shit that was coming her way.
I think it was Andy probably asking another question to Monique, asking if she felt remorseful. Candice probably took that opportunity and was like, wow, she's saying it again, that she really don't care. And she ran off the stage with the folded tissue. I honestly think that's what it was. Probably just her getting reaffirmation that Monique really didn't give a fuck about her. And I think that's why she ran off the stage.
I agree
I
with
think
these.
we all can agree.
He
I think
ain't
we can
said
all
nothing in a minute,
agree
so I
to
was like, jump in anytime now, Urel. We ain't heard from you in a minute.
I have to ask y'all, what do y'all think next season is going to be like? I feel like Monique and Candice, this is the thing I feel like they're equal about. They equally are contributing to the discoordination of the next season. Like, next season is going to be so odd if both of them is on there, because they have both contributed to building these armies. And I'm mad at both of them for that.
They're gonna have to kind of reconcile in some way. Maybe not at the reunion, but I would really like to see that in the first half of season 6 of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Because I mean, y'all can't really film together like that if y'all can't be in the same room. I mean, look at Phaedra and Candy. Phaedra had to leave because Candy didn't want her there. You know, so hopefully they are able to reconcile and get it together so we can move on the storylines, get some fresh storylines going on.
I'm glad you said that, Josiah. I really feel like it wasn't just that Candy gave them an ultimatum. It was that Candy was giving them more than Phaedra was. Like, Phaedra wasn't really giving it. After Apollo was over, she was not really giving anything. So it was almost like, bitch, we don't even really need you to be on here. And the way Andy checked Candice about them Twitter fingers, I'm telling you, if anybody was going to go, it's going to be Candice. It's not going to be Monique, who's bringing the binder and the drama and the family and the money.
And I thought it was going to be Monique. I thought Monique was going to be the first person out the door. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, like you said, I'm kind of seeing how Andy moving, and I'm like,
I don't know. I hope we don't talk about this shit next season. That's all I can say.
Oh,
can we please
wish Candice a happy birthday, because today is her birthday. So happy birthday, Candy girl.
Happy birthday, Ken.
Oh, she's
Listen,
a
can we
Sagittarius. She's a Sagittarius.
listen?
And
Can
my
we
best
please
friend is a
talk about?
Sagittarius. What the hell?
Can we please talk about Monique in this binder? Girl, the tabs alone killed me. Last lady posted, I died. I said, come through, Monique.
Bonique did not want to play with y'all this reunion. I was here for it. I live. Come through, Goonique. Yes, that's her name. Goonique. That's what I'm calling her. Don't judge me, people.
Y'all remind me of them calling Monica Gunica. I can't with you. I can't.
I am happy that she came with such organization because I
Right.
feel like I'm the type of person that if I don't get it together before I get there, I'm going to be going home like, damn, I wish I would have said that. So I think her binder is to make sure that she gets everything out that she has to say about everybody. And I am living. I cannot wait for her to delve into because her calling off Jamal's phone number and the way Giselle was like, that's his number. That's his number. I was like, oh, she admitted it.
But why didn't she lie? Why didn't Giselle lie?
Because they could have easily dialed the number to see if it was his.
Right.
So
She probably would have been like, I have Jamal's number in my phone, and that don't.
Like whenever Monique said, yes, when Monique said that, I all out fell the fuck out because she said his number, and I was actually surprised that Andy said, "Is that his number?" Because usually this seems like too deep for Andy. Andy was pretty quiet, but y'all, somebody said in my comments, were you impressed with Monique in that binder? And honestly, yes. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all because the ops have been infiltrating this whole mess. So no, I'm not mad at it. Do I think she was wrong for putting hands on Candice? She shouldn't have put hands on Candice. But does Giselle or Gizzard deserve everything that she's getting? Absolutely.
And see, I have an unpopular opinion. Like I told y'all, like when I first saw that, I cringed so hard because I did in that moment. I did feel really bad for Giselle, but then I had to kind of gather myself back up and like, hold on, all the shit that Giselle have done to these other women, calling out Karen and her tax problems, coming from Candice not being able to, and her mama calling her childish, coming for Ashley. She came for almost everybody on the cast except Robin. So I don't.
Oh, no. Oh, no. All this, Robin, all this. And don't forget about the comment she made about wine. Just as you like wine buying rings and shit when she was butthurt that Robin didn't take. So trust me, Robin has got some of that heat as well.
Oh my God.
What pissed me off about that whole thing was how Robin and Candice was basically trying to be like, oh, that's so immature. Oh, she spent all of this time for that. Bitch, yes. Y'all had all the season to run down on her, call her ghetto fat, projected, hood rats, bitches, hoes, sluts. Like, y'all did this whole season, and every time y'all had a chance to bring her up, y'all did. So what did y'all expect for her to do? Just come to the reunion and sit down and allow y'all to talk about her? Hell no.
They never denied the shit though.
With a planned out binder, it's the reunion, bitch. Like this is her job. All her energy should have been put in this place. What?
Yes, they never denied the shit. And what really shook me was Candice trying to speak up for Giselle. I'm like, okay, it's a given that Robin is gonna speak for Giselle, but Candice, shut the fuck up.
Because she don't like Monique, and that's why she can't. She don't.
You know what? But I want to see if I really want to see if Turtleneck is going to come to Candice's defense when it's her turn, because I can damn near bet you my bottom dollar that Turtleneck just sit there like this when she comes for Candice.
Because Monique got those receipts. After this, Giselle, literally, y'all, I said it looked like Giselle was swallowing whole ass potatoes. I ain't never seen that so quiet. Giselle was sitting there.
Her face was. Remember when Phaedra at the season 4 of Real Housewives of Atlanta? No, season 9, the 4-part reunion. Phaedra's face at the end was sunk in. That's how Giselle was looking. If I had a picture, I would have given y'all the side-by-side comparisons. But since facial expressions look like she lost the battle. The spiritual balance. He's lost.
Yes. I was happy.
Listen.
I didn't feel bad for Giselle in the slightest. I was elated because I felt like Monique came with such precision when she hit that shit. She was like, I don't care. She was like, oh, well, then you can have this. And pulled it out the binder. And the fact that we know the receipts are real because Terrence got these receipts himself. Okay?
Other bloggers do too. Yes.
Okay, so listen, I just kind of think she really thought that they weren't gonna come at her this hard because she's the queen bee. She believes her own hype, and I don't know how much you thought you was gonna be able to beat up on Monique before she came back at your ass. I think Monique really did learn from this situation with Candice. I know people think that it's all, her bullshitting, but I honestly think she did gain something from what happened because her coming at them with the actual factuals with nothing but words and calm tone was definitely her trying to showcase, I ain't gonna get all loud with you, bitch, but I sure do have this printout that says everything I need to say.
See, right. I think we all agree. What we need is for Monique and Candice to join a live, and they'll see our perspectives for them to basically win over the ops because they are all getting caught up in the smoke. And I'm like, can y'all just level down, watch these panels, and then we can have a successful season next season.
Come on, watch the panels.
Watch the panels. Y'all go ahead and tag Monique and Candice.
When Monique called that man Reverend Holy Whore, who been slinging his big dick all up and down Atlanta, I said, you better call it for what it is, bitch. Call it for what it is. We have all said that. And she had nothing. Like that was the highlight. She had nothing. Any other time she's quick with it and but da. I said, checkmate, bitch. She came to play chess with y'all hoes, and y'all can't take.
It was giving.
Well, look, y'all can't say nothing to me about calling Jamal Bryant collection plate. Y'all can't say nothing because Unique they really top me, so y'all can't say not a damn thing. I want to make that known. But I also want to point out that I was so proud of Goonique because as she was going through the text messages and posting those, just trying to sit there and jump in, she just kept on reading, went to the next page, kept on reading. I was so here for. I was like, you better do it. You better fucking do it.
Listen, Monique already know big my dick fight. I'm not about to deal with you.
Well, what I want to say is, I see it in the comments that people saying Monique got those receipts from a blogger. I don't think she got them for a blogger because if the baby mama sat up there and sent Terrence them same fucking DMs and messages and everything else, she could have easily sent that same shit to Monique. Because like I said in my review last night, that Terrence has had them same damn weeks since before the season even started. And when Monique was reaching out, all we had to do was pick up our phones and look at it. Because we had the same goddamn receipt. Okay? I'm just saying. So
correct me if I'm wrong, but that same woman has been sending a lot of multiple bloggers the same receipts, including, I'm pretty sure, Monique, because I've seen other people YouTube channels saying, "Oh my God, I got the same receipt." So she's been sending them out to everyone, So it was bound to happen.
And I'm not mad at her.
And what difference does it make whether it was from a blog or from her directly? What difference does it make when everybody got the same information?
And on top of that, it's actually Jamal's phone number, and Giselle admitted to it. It's factual.
Yeah.
So what else is going on?
Right.
Okay, come on, Cynthia. What else is going on?
All I know is that when we messages, all the six of us had to do was look at our phone because Terrence had sent us all the motherfucking receipts in our group chat. And all we had to do was look at the phone and say, "Yeah, girl, we got the same goddamn girl. We got it right here."
And then he gave me the breakdown over the voice because my eyes was bad, so I couldn't see the damn letters because it was so small. And he got on there and read it to me and everything.
Yeah, I listened to both. I listened to the voice. I read the thing. I was like, okay, this is tea. This is hot.
What else?
Exactly, because like I said, she sent Terrence those receipts months ago. Before the season even started, Terrence had those receipts months ago. Months
What
ago.
killed
I
me
think that it was
about
to a point
Giselle,
to
though,
where Terrence was
what killed me about Giselle, though, was when she tried to say, well, my girls watching the show actually strengthened their relationship with their daddy. I said, how, Sway? How? Because if I was one of them, like, bitch, this is why I don't like you and why I don't want you around. Me or my mama. So it's like she just tries so hard to make it seem as if this shit is real. And I'm sorry, Giselle, give it up. You's a fraud. Admit it.
Giselle could have been butt ass naked on that stage and it would have made no difference to me. That's how embarrassed she was. That's how dumb she looked. She looked like she was completely naked. I think she was lying about the girls, just like you said, Terrence. Easily, like at the beginning. Andy said, "How are you and Jamal?" She said, "We're good." And then later on, she says that yes, that's Jamal's number. So I think once she found out that she was getting caught up in the lie, she chose the path of least resistance because she don't want to keep getting pressed on some bullshit. So this is everything to me. I hate to say it. This is everything to me. This was the perfect part when we're in, and I can't believe we about to sit through another 2 parts because Giselle is about to get exposed.
It was
She
the
gonna
last
cry in the
10
car.
minutes just took me out. Wig off. I was in cardiac arrest. I had to call my cardiologist because I was so shaken the last 10 minutes of the show. Like, I was like, oh my God.
And my thing about it is, I really wish that Monique had done this the whole season. Instead of giving all of her smoke to Candice, this is bitch that should have got all motherfucking season. All
I
season.
agree.
All
Hopefully,
motherfucking
we'll
season.
have
That's
better
the bitch that deserves
understanding.
it.
Hopefully, we'll get a
Yes.
better understanding of why it happened the way it did. Because I think for a lot of us, that's the missing piece. Why did you not give Giselle this energy when she was the main one plotting on your life? You know what I'm saying? I can't wait for Chris to come out. And she was like, since you want to keep calling my husband big boy, I was said to the flow the way she talked about Jamal and him slinging his big D all around the congregation, you holy hoe. I lived. I lived. Before I go, can we talk about the looks? Because I need to go take a shower.
We can. We
Okay, so
can. We can.
Wendy was in a
Man,
quinceañera gown. Okay, that was quinceañera gown, bitch. Your makeup and your hair was pretty, but the dress looked cheap. I didn't like Candice's big bow because she's so little, but I still felt like her makeup and hair were pretty. I just wish she had a bolder lip on. Ashley, and when I actually saw her walk out, even though I thought the dress was pretty, it just didn't look good on her pregnant body. Robin's hair was a hot ass mess. She was enclosed in that dress, which obviously she bought off the rack because if she had gotten it tailored to fit, it wouldn't have looked like
What
that.
was that on her? What was that? What was that
I
on
think
her
she was
hand?
trying to do like a Gucci print or something
Goodyear
like that on her
trash.
hair. But her hair is blonde, so it didn't come out right. And anybody with sense could have told her that. It looked like somebody was trying to crimp her hair and burnt it. I thought Monique was the best look. She was a little thin than I'm used to seeing her, but I still felt like she gave the best look. Giselle was my second favorite, if not for that little hip situation. But I thought her
Right.
hair, makeup, and the flow of her dress was very pretty. But I didn't like that thing on her hip. Karen's ponytail and makeup were really pretty, but I did not like her dress. I thought it looked like fishnetting. I was not a fan of her dress, and that is all I have.
For me, the best dress goes to Monique as always. I thought Wendy looked okay, but her face looked like she just got finished eating the whole $5 box from KFC. It was greased down to the bars for me. I won't tell you.
No.
Robin's hair, I don't know. I don't know why it looked stiff as a dick to me, but I absolutely hated it. I had retakes laughing, trying to get out what I had to say. I'm with Bondi. I would have been here for Giselle's dress if it wasn't for the Cuban zirconians all around here and all down there. She found the way to gaudy it up, and I hated it. Robin's dress. Robin, thank you for trying. I kind of like Candice's dress, to be honest. I like the bow. And Karen, I mean, I guess she chose a dress age appropriate. I mean, but okay, Karen, I'm gonna let you have it, and that's how I felt.
All right. This summed up exactly how I felt in the box.
For me, number one was Monique. I hate to say it. The only critique I would make is that Monique wear open-toe shoes, but I saw somebody say that Monique hates open-toe shoes, so maybe that's why she didn't wear them. Number two for me was actually Karen. Her wig looked real good. The dress looked age-appropriate. It looked pretty. Worst dress for me, absolutely all the way, was Ashley. Ashley with that slit, it looked a mess. And then a very close second to worst dress for me would have to be Candice with that big ass bow. Giselle found a way to be inconspicuous. And for that, I applaud her. Because typically she's an easy read. Typically she looks a mess. But I really don't have much to say about Giselle this episode. So, yeah, that's it. I think
Bitch, I'm dead at an easy read, bitch. I am dead.
Giselle, every time. She's essentially the Mary Crosby, but without the labels. Mary Crosby comes with the labels. Giselle comes with the bejeweled machines. So, that's it.
Bedazzled down. Yeah.
Hold on. I forgot about Ashley. Ashley, I'm just gonna say that you were so pregnant that you was tired and you was just like, girl, I don't give a fuck what dress you give me. Just please give me a dress so that I can just look good in front of these bitches. And that's just what I said. And I'm gonna leave it at that, Ashley. Dear God.
That dress was a mess.
I just think that the best dress was Monique. You know, she looked good. I liked her bob. The worst dress to me would definitely have to be Candice. All through her makeup and her hair looked really good. I'm not a big fan of the bow, you know, and yellow just really don't suit all the ladies. Like one of the only few housewives that I've seen that look really good in yellow is Kenya Moore. But yellow is not a good color. I feel like they could have just did like something in, you know, how season 10 of Real Housewives of Atlanta, Barcelona, just kind of switch it up with the different colors that kind of mix, you know, with Portugal. Not all yellow. I mean,
I actually like the color of Robin's dress. I like the color. I just felt like she didn't get it tailored. So it just looked like she was enclosed in it. Like she couldn't breathe or something. Yeah. It was all the way up to the neck. And I agree with what I said about that. Even though, listen, Terrence, I know what you mean about Candice in the bow, because I feel like Candice does know how to dress, and the dress is cute, but I feel like she's so petite, you instantly want to see some type of boobage, and that bow just covered up all of her good boobage.
Yeah, Robin looked every bit of Windsor. Like, you know, I don't know if they have Windsor everywhere, but basically in Texas, whenever the girls ain't got the coins to go to like a premier prom store, they go to Windsor because they got the nice prom dresses for everybody, and you don't get them tailored. And that's what Robin was giving me. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was just eh. So if you would have gave us the Windsor dress with some decent hair, you would have made it. You would have made it like scot-free with Giselle. But since you wanted to come with the snake skin, it's like, why did you do that? And why did they allow you to?
The worst makeup to me is Wendy and Giselle. I don't know if it's because Giselle just face was stuck, her makeup was melted off when she was getting roasted, but they did not have the best makeup. They had the worst.
I think that Wendy's skin is oily, and remember when she asked for a touch up on her makeup and Andy was like they didn't have time for it. That's true. I feel like she has oily skin and needed more touch-ups than some of the other ladies, and I also think she should have had a bolder lip. With her skin tone and the color of that dress, a bolder lip was required from her and from Candice as far as I'm concerned. But her shoes were so cute, and her and Karen were wearing the same shoes.
I like her. I like Wendy's outfit. She had a very cute.
And she definitely had the best wig. Her wig looked natural AF, and I loved that length on Wendy. I loved it. It looked good.
So I'll say best dress was Monique, and worst dress was Ashley. That's it. I don't really like commenting on people's fashion, so that's all I'll say.
Yeah, I'm not a fan myself. I try to myself correctly. But if we're talking about fashion, then the best dress to me was Monique. Her dress and her bob was great. Worst dress is a tie. I hated Ash's dress. I just hated it. I just hated it. But Robin with them Goodyear tie tracks in her hair, shit was a good idea, but it wasn't at all. I just can't take the Goodyear tracks. Like,
I listen.
no.
I hear what y'all saying about Ashley's dress, but I personally feel like if Ashley wasn't pregnant, it would have looked better on her. I just think she didn't dress for her body
Hmm.
in her pregnancy because that fabric was so tight up around her stomach when she was walking out. It was so high up. And I think that the dress didn't look as good because her body is forcing the dress. You know what I'm saying? Like squeezing herself into it. She should have worn something more maternity appropriate, like something that would have gave her room instead of something that was tight. Because even the split looked like, bitch, I'm about to break. Like you got me split too far, honey. You know what I'm saying? And then she had the yellow panties on and all of that. So I just think Ashley's dress would have looked better on someone who wasn't pregnant.
Yeah, I think Wendy's dress would have fit Ashley better
I
because
agree.
Wendy had the puffs.
Yes.
That the 1980 like Wendy's dress wasn't bad. Everybody kept saying it was a 1980s prom dress. Now
Yes.
it would have looked
because
better
it was
on
too tiny.
Ashley. Yes, it would have looked better on Ashley. Ashley needed a little bit more of the puff, that high slit, the asymmetrical look, and then I prefer to see Ashley with her curly hair. Anything straight, sleek, like she did the episode for the holiday party, I'm not really here for it. So I would love to see Ashley in her curly hair.
Because her head is so damn big. She needs something to balance out the head. So when she shows up with the straight hair, it's like, bitch, you with all this head and straight hair, it's too much head around here. Okay? Like
Right.
between you and Michael, like that's too much fucking forehead. Please, sis, keep the curly. And don't go back to that wig you got from your mama. When they showed that shit in the glow up confessional out there, I was just like, why did you do that to yourself?
I don't know. She knew better.
Mom.
She knew better. Oh my goodness. Like that was horrible.
She had the tired
Like,
Mama
but
Joyce wig with the wet wave.
Wendy's hair was an improvement, though. I will say that her hair was
Dick
definitely
Weave's
an
hair
improvement.
gets
She had the best
the
hair.
most improved from me. I was here for it. Like I can't believe I'm gonna say it, but I am. I'm gonna give it to your daughter. You gave it. She did. But child, listen,
Yeah, she
Robin
did
looked
have
like
the
she
best
got
hair.
that much from a rag bin, honey. I won't with it. I'm sorry. Ooh.
I mean,
She
Robin
got
just
too much
looked like she
shoulders
played
and not
volleyball
enough
for a
hips for
living.
that dress.
Yeah, it looked weird on her.
Yeah, somebody should have helped her. That's why I thought it was so funny that she was shading Giselle's fashions, because it's like, you know, you be cute on the show sometimes, but at the reunions, you're always a hot ass mess. Like I don't remember, except for maybe one time Robin looked cute, and I think that was when she had that short haircut fresh, and it was just like really good with her bone structure. But like ultimately, when it comes to the reunions, I think she has the terriblest style when it comes to the reunions.
She does. Robert does have the worst. Like her and Gizzard are the worst at everything. They're worst at personalities. They're worst at dressing. They're worst at everything in life. Like they are the two worst people on Potomac. I guess that's why they are friends, because they're the worst at everything. So shout out to you. Yes, shout out to them too.
Can
The
I
I'm about
worst.
to
ask
dip
y'all?
out, y'all, because I'm on my way to passing out. But if y'all gonna be on here, I'm gonna be listening while I go get in the shower. But the promethazine got me about to go out. So
All right.
this was so much fun. Y'all know I love y'all, and I'll see y'all
All
next week.
right.
Bye-bye.
All right, love you too, Chris.
Bye.
All
I
right.
wanted to ask y'all, how do y'all think Ralph, Drew's husband from Real Housewives of Atlanta, compares to Juan of Real Housewives of Potomac? So when I was watching the show, I kept seeing people compare the two on Twitter, based on looks and based on who is the most fuckboy. So what do y'all think about those two?
They're both one and the same. I feel
Hmm.
like Ralph, much like Devil Dick, ain't shit, and that's why he left to go to Tampa because he went down to the woman that's not going to give him a whole bunch of back talk, and she's going to comply and do whatever it was that she wanted to do. That's just how I feel about it. Like it got to be because of the woman. I refuse, like, for him to think it's okay for you to leave your wife and your kids for 3 days, not tell them where you're going, you don't call, you don't text, and then when she asks you, you try to get offended like she doesn't have a right to ask you where the flying fuck you been. See, a cast iron skillet would have been upside his head. That's how I grew up. Drew, you a much better woman than I could ever be. I would be in jail. I wish a nigga would.
Oh, child.
I guess I'll say I think Ralph is definitely worse. I know in watching it, I thought, and I could be wrong, but I think him leaving was because I guess they alluded to them having a fight, and then he up and left. So if he left for that reason, because he was, because here's the thing, like I'm reading that he's very volatile, both verbally and physically. Like it's something about his presence that makes me think that he'll yoke a bitch up. So if that's why he left, cool. If he needed some time to cool down, but what I'm trying to figure out is, bro, how the fuck you going from Atlanta, Georgia, all the way to Tampa, fucking Florida? Like something isn't connected. And then upon coming back, you could at least said, "All right, this is what this is." But yeah, no, it's some pieces missing to this, and I was upset with him because it's like, why would you bring it up at the damn dinner? Like you knew this shit was finna go left. So I mean, you got what you was asking for.
Yeah, I would definitely have to agree with both of you guys. I think
I
that they both.
definitely
Oh, no, I was just
go
saying that I
ahead.
agree with both of you
This
guys.
delay is annoying. Go ahead.
Yeah, I definitely agree with both of the guys. I think that both guys are super annoying and do the absolute most. But I feel like that Juan kind of is more. He moves smoother with his fuck shit than Drew's husband. So because Drew's husband is just, I don't know. He just don't be thinking when he be doing his fuck shit.
I definitely think that Ralph is the worst. I do think he's the worst. I know that Juan has his faults, but Ralph is definitely worse than fucking Juan. Like straight up, definitely worse. He kind
I
of
mean,
crazy
okay.
too when you really think about it.
Okay, I'll
Yeah,
let y'all
crazy
have
as
it.
fuck.
But to
When
me,
they
I think
these,
no,
oh
go
no,
ahead,
go
Nisa.
ahead. I want to know that. No, I wanted to
No,
know if you disagreed.
I mean, me personally, I don't mean no harm, but I'm sorry. To me, Juan and Ralph are two in the same. I just do. I feel like the same way Ralph left for 3 days. I'm more than sure Juan did the same damn thing. Like to me, they're both the same. Now, I do feel like if push came to shove, like Ralph will probably choke the hell out of her. Like like I don't know why I feel that way, and I don't want to say that because I don't want to think that. But the way that he was coming off, like, yeah, I was gone. So what? You ain't got no right to question me about where the hell I was. What? And then the whole, that's like Bondi said, with the whole camera thing, yeah, that's creepy as shit. Like I would really feel some type of way if, just like she said, so you was gone for 3 days, were you watching us? And he kept scooting and skitting and sliding all around the questions. I said, yeah. Uh,
No, physically for me. So to me, it's two tiers to this. Number one is the physicality. Number two is the fuckboyness. Number one, physicality, I believe, is Juan. I think Juan still looks better than Ralph. Number two, fuckboyness. Ralph is running circles around Juan. Now, I think Juan probably just doesn't display his fuckboyness on TV. Ralph has no problem, even if it comes to making his wife and his family look crazy. So that's why I was like, is Ralph really the finest house husband? Absolutely not.
Not at all. He is not the finest house husband, and he never will be. I mean, don't get me wrong. He look good or whatever. I give him some itchy gitchy gaga and some marmalade. I would. But is he the finest? Absolutely not.
I have no comment. All I can say about Ralph is I do think that he's handsome, but at the same time, I've never seen it for Juan like everybody else sees it for Juan. Like everybody thinks that Juan is just this Greek god, and I just never seen it for him like that. But it's probably because he's a light skinned dude, and I don't really like light skins like that, so that could be why.
Child Juan is an Adonis, especially when he got all that facial hair stuff. I said, okay, come to Juan. Okay.
Yeah, but I think the house husband and everybody is kind of dismissing is definitely Eddie. Eddie is handsome. He can dress. And he got a
Yeah,
little beard.
yeah, I give you that. Yeah, absolutely.
But hey, it is what it is. Do we have anything else to give? Like before we go, any expectations from both Atlanta and Potomac? I'll let y'all go. One by one. I'm finna mute myself. Y'all go ahead.
I, I, I'm a part of me, a huge part of me feels like the Housewives is really gonna bank on this sex scandal, and that's the thing that's annoying. You know what I'm saying? Because like Candy ain't got nothing to give. Cynthia, other than this wedding, ain't got nothing to give. Kenya, other than her going through her karma for all of the bullshit that she done did to these other women. Other than that, she ain't got that much to give. I think Drew and a little bit of Latoya can probably salvage it just a little bit, but as it's going for me right now, I mean,
No,
but that's my opinion.
I feel you all the way with the and like Real Housewives of Atlanta. Y'all, I told y'all last panel, I was a Nene fan. I still am a Nene fan. I'm not gonna say that this season is trash because Nene's not on there. I'm just thinking that what we are seeing is tired and played out. For example, one of the things that I really saw reminiscent was whenever Eva came on the show and she referred to Cynthia as being like a veteran, we kind of got that same dynamic with Drew talking about Kenya when it came to this profession of being an actress. So I'm like, I'm kind of tired of it. Portia's tired of it. She is using her platform to be an activist, but Portia ain't got nothing else to talk about. Candy ain't got nothing else to talk about. Yes, it's real life, but we don't need to see it season after season. And they need to recast or either relocate because I just don't see myself reviewing this for 20 episodes.
I think when you've been on the show for so many years, I mean, look at Candy. She's been on the show for over 10 years. Cynthia, over 10 years. Like, these women has been on here since the beginning of time. So when you be on reality TV for so long, I mean, there's only so much storyline in a part of your life that you can share. What's that Boyz II Men song? Let's know it to the water one dry.
I thought you was gonna say End of the Road.
Oh yeah, that too. End of the road. Yeah. They made it to the end of the road. So let's go on and usher in these new girls because the storylines are being repetitive. And I hate to say this, but it really is. It's getting a little boring.
Yeah, they definitely are repetitive. I mean, even though I was recovering from a hangover for my review, I still didn't have a whole lot to give until we got to the whole, Juice Adore thing. And it's a whole lot of stuff just being repeated, which isn't cool. And I really hope that they don't focus so highly on, Strippergate, only because I hope Bravo is listening to people doing reviews, how we got so upset with Candice and Monique fighting, how they drew that out the whole season. Like, they have time to go back in and make sure that this isn't a focal point. But I mean, I'm going to continue to watch because I don't want it to go anywhere. I do think they need to recast, but if they continue to give what they give, and y'all probably gonna get like a 5-minute review out of me because it's really nothing that I can glean from this that we haven't already talked about.
For me, I honestly feel like, this is probably the unpopular opinion. So you get ready for what I'm saying, because this is probably the unpopular opinion. I honestly feel like the Housewives of Atlanta is really not as bad as people are making it out to be this season. I do think that they are trying to give, because people say every single season, we need a recast, we need new people, we need this, we need that. It looks to me as if they're trying to bring on a new fresh energy with the new girls like Latoya and Drew and Fallon. They're trying, but I know people want to do recast, but at the same point in time, they can't just fire everybody at one time and then just bring in a bunch of new faces out at one time. They're not going to be able to do that. So what I'm thinking they're doing is maybe they're, you know, getting rid of the veterans one by one, so to speak, because I really feel like I don't see Cynthia lasting after this season. This may be her last one in my eyes. I don't feel like she's gonna continue on next season. Um, Even Candy, if she stays, I'm fine, but if she goes, I'm also fine with that too. But as far as Cynthia goes, I never understood how she made it as far as she has anyway. But I don't think at this point she needs to stay. After her wedding, she could just go on. But I do think that what they're trying to do and what I've read was that they're trying to, I guess, trying to introduce another crop of housewives, and they're trying to make Portia the face of that new crop of housewives, whatever. But like I said, I feel like due to the fact that Candy and Cynthia are not giving that much, I do feel like they're going to push more focus on the Latoyas and the Drews and probably the Shamias and the Fallons as well, just to see how. Because I think that this is going to be maybe a rookie season to me. It's probably just going to be focused more so on the new girls more so than Candy and Cynthia. Kenya has more of a storyline. I think they're going to Portia up front because she got this whole activist thing going, but I mean, you can only use that for so much. Um, I do, however, get confused when people say, well, ain't got no storylines. The only ones that's entertaining is Portia. But I personally don't feel like Portia's storyline is any more entertaining than the rest of them, because I could care less about her toxic ass relationship with Diet Jermaine Dupree. I could care less about that. Like either you gonna be with them or you're not gonna be with them. It's one or the other. You know what I'm saying? I can care less about Cynthia and her wedding. The only one that really has a storyline that's viable really Kenya and Drew. I'm more so looking forward to Drew, to be honest. So I think that this season does have some potential. It looks to me that it may have some potential down the line, but the only thing that I'm afraid of is that they're going to take this whole Strippergate thing and just drag it on like they did with the fight with Candy and Monique, or like they did with the whole Snake Gate thing. They drug that to something happens. They always drag the season. So I hope they don't do that. But I don't think that this season is going to be as bad as everybody thinks it's going to be. But I do think that people expect it to be bad because they've had bad seasons consistently for the past couple of years. So what else do you expect? But I don't think that it's going to be that bad. Like I said, this is unpopular opinion. I know none of y'all agree with me, but that's just how I feel about
Wait. No,
Scotty,
I'm
I
not saying it's bad. I mean, like I'm enjoying it. The only thing is they're not giving me a whole lot to where I feel like to do a detailed review. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the pace of it, but a lot of it is just stuff that we've already hashed out already.
well, I guess I'm about to be the unpopular opinion because all wow, this episode was a lot more better than the first. A part of me was still bored to tears, and I was still sitting here like, all right, I'm gonna give it the best that I got, and I found something to give it. But for me, I just kind of feel like I can't help but feel like they're just gonna use this whole sex scandal. I do. I mean, because other than that, what else are they gonna give us?
And that's all we heard
Seriously,
in the blogs too, T. That's all we heard
exactly. What
in the blogs.
else are they gonna give us other than that? Like,
Yeah, this is
I'm
one
here
of
for
them.
Drew. Go ahead, Nisa.
I'm just saying this is one of them storylines where I was watching Funky Dineve's review, and he said that if Real Housewives of Atlanta has learned anything from Potomac, y'all need to learn not to milk out one storyline. And when he said that, I absolutely agreed, y'all. If you think about it in retrospect, we've been talking about Monique and Candice fighting for 1 year. 1 year. It took like 10 months for us to see it on our screen. So I don't want to do that with Tanya Sam. So if they have the ability to edit the footage and do what they can, give us something else. Like, it's not fun talking about it episode after episode. And honestly,
Mm-hmm.
it basically divides the cast, and that's what we're gonna get. So the one question
Mm-hmm.
that I have going into the season is, are they going to try to edit Tanya Sam out? Because she was trying to come for Bravo for exposing that story. I even heard on the blogs that allegedly she was trying to sue them for coming out with
Mm-hmm.
that story. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, are y'all gonna try to backtrack and edit? And with y'all being strategic, is it not gonna make sense to the viewers? So I honestly am concerned for this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Well, seeing this preview that they got for the second episode, Tanya is definitely in there. I don't think they're gonna edit her out at all. I just think, like before, while I was at work, they had this scene where they introduced the other new girl, Fallon, and it was Portia, Tanya, and her sister at that girl's house. So she's still gonna be there. I don't think they're
They
gonna edit
better not
her ass
edit
out. She's
her
still
out.
gonna be there. She can do whatever she wanted.
They better not. That's the
They're not
highlight.
gonna edit her out at all.
That's the highlight. She's so prim and proper, but girl, you weren't so prim
Right.
and proper when you was getting bent over on that kitchen on that countertop with Bolo the stripper, and Lord knows I won't mad with you, bitch. Like, I mean, listen, I wanted Tanya to stay because I would have liked Pennywise after that. I'd have been all here for Pennywise as she just said, yeah, I did it. I mean, I did it and it was what it was. That's something new. I would have been here for it. Okay. Housewives of Atlanta, you got my attention. That's something new. That shakes the table.
But this is another thing that I also want to address too, because people constantly keep saying, if we want the show to if we want the show and get better, what I think should happen is that we should get rid of the old faces. So, like we all agree, they have done everything, they said everything, they milked everything they could milk. It's time to let another generation come in. Always
Mm-hmm.
say, bring back Sheree, bring back Sam, bring back Phaedra. If y'all want the
No.
show to succeed and excel, back old faces is not the way to go. Y'all keep on saying bring Phaedra back, but what the fuck is she going to give us? Without
Not that.
Apollo, she ain't got shit. She's not gonna
I
tell
would
us
allow
anything about her
Phaedra.
real life.
I
Go
would
ahead.
allow Phaedra to come back if they allow Paulo and his new wife to come back. All right, Phaedra, I'll let you come. That's something new,
Because
and
that's
I'm
what we
here
want to
for
see.
it.
Because that's what we want to see. Absolutely, I agree.
But you already
I,
know she's not gonna be down for it though. You already know
she
she's not
not.
gonna be down for it. Y'all,
And I wanted Phaedra to come back, but the reason why I'm like, okay, forget about it is because when they addressed her at that reunion, she had nothing to give. So it's like, anything that puts you in the heat, you're not going to give us anything on TV. And for that reason, you can bring somebody new on TV. Somebody like Drew, somebody like Latoya.
Yeah.
Latoya's here with a mess. Drew is here for putting her marriage on the line. Not saying it's right, but it's definitely a new storyline. So I think they need a new generation. And then the other thing I wonder is like, what does Candy have on Bravo? Because at this point, Candy should have been gone. Candy should have been gone. But I get the feeling that she can ride the boat as long as she want to ride it. Like, just let her go.
Candy
I
is
think that
giving me the
she is
same old, same old. they opening up a
I
new
think she's
business.
I think she's easier to work with than the rest. But like I said before, um, she could easily go and get her own show and have it centered around her and her family because people can say whatever they want but when people like her get their own show, you can say that Candy is boring, but her family themselves are not boring. They're entertaining. Spinoff, you have to make sure that your supporting cast is good to help you carry the show. Because at the end of the day, when Nene had her wedding spinoff, I didn't give a fuck about Nene. I cared more so about her bridesmaids that was in the wedding. They was more entertaining than Nene was themselves. So I do feel like she could go on and get her own show. I mean, she could have it about the OLG. She could have it about her family. She could do that instead of being on this case at this point. Because, like I said, But again, Candy is the one that exposes. Like someone said, Candy is the one that exposes the most about her family in her personal life too. Like she's not afraid to go there, where the rest of them aren't going to give them that much. So that's probably why she does stay. But okay, all y'all saying that the Candy and Phaedra is a storyline. I don't want to see that shit. I'm sorry. I'm not interested in seeing Candy versus Phaedra again. Not interested in it. Especially after all these years. It's been 4 or 5 years now. I don't want to see that no more. What they gonna do? Talk about what they gonna do? Talk about how you lied and said I was gonna drug somebody and Phaedra not have a response. I don't
Right,
want to see that.
right.
Yeah, that's true. That
Because
should have been on
Phaedra's gonna own it.
season.
See, and honestly, I would have preferred the two are comparable to me. So I'm about to compare Latoya and Shamari. Only because they are two extremely outgoing personalities. But Shamari to me never tried to get in where she fit in. So I don't know why they let her go. They honestly could have let Shamari go on and it would have gave us the same thing that Latoya has given us from what I've seen in episode 2. Because I only have one episode of knowing Latoya.
I definitely agree. I was for sure disappointed when they did let Shamari go because I felt like that she was a great addition to the cast. They should have gave her
Right,
another chance. I think she was
right,
good with the ladies, you know.
I
right.
think the YouTubers gave Shamari so much hell that Bravo just decided to cut their losses. I think that's what it was.
That,
But I would
that
have been
is
here
true
for it.
I
though.
said,
I would have been here for it
That
because
is
then you would have had Shamari, and then you could have had Latoya, and then you would have had Drew Sidora. So it's like, okay, you added in new people, and you're gracefully ushering out all of these old hoes that then gave us everything and the kid and capoodle for the half 13 years. Like that's what I would be here for that because you don't have to end it, but you're bringing in new people, new faces, new storylines, new problems, new beefs. I'm here for that. And then this show can last for another 10 seasons.
Do y'all want to hear a ghost
and you
story?
know Shamari
Yolanda.
was actually good for the show. They could have brought that brother back. I would have been just fine with it. I would have been fine with it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I would have been just fine. And that's probably a very much so a very unpopular opinion. But I personally like Yolanda. I did. I thought she was fucking hilarious. That's what I thought. I'm probably the only one that liked her, but I thought she was fucking funny.
She's a
But
whole ghost
Shamari,
story.
on the other hand, right? But Shamari, on the other hand, I remember when the episode first came out, when Shamari got on, Twitter was dragging Shamari, like dragging her. Everything about Shamari, they drug her from her outfits to her hair. They talked about her bad, and it could have been partially why Bravo just didn't bring her back because she wasn't favorable with the first impression. But
And
after a while, at the show,
maybe
go
they felt
ahead.
like that she was a liability because she was drinking a lot too. Remember, she didn't know how to control her liquor, so maybe that
Yeah,
was.
true.
Yeah, I like Shamari much better than Eva. I honestly
Oh
did. I don't
hell
know
yeah!
what the fuck, but maybe Eva would have worked better with this cast. I don't know. What
Yeah,
y'all think? I think Eva probably would have worked around her
yeah.
age.
It was
I think
Nene.
Eva would have been better for this cast.
Yeah, it was Nene. Like the girls couldn't talk about nothing but Nene. So, and honestly, that was Eva's anchor to the show. It was Nene. So at first it was a sisterhood with Nene, then it was the dislike for Nene. So I honestly agree with y'all. Eva would have worked out way better with this cast.
Yeah, because
I agree.
And
isn't
someone also
Eva and Drew Sidor friends? I think they talked about that in the last episode, so that would have worked for me.
and someone also said that Drew was what Eva should have been. I saw that I saw that quite a bit on my Twitter last night. That Drew was what Eva should have been. I honestly agree with that.
Me
I
too.
do, and I just think that although I don't like Eva Tiva like that, I do think that she would have worked much better with this group, with Latoya
I
and
like
Drew
Eva.
and
I
Shamika.
just didn't like how she used to throw the rock and had her hand. I didn't
Mm.
like that part of Eva.
Oh,
Like if you did it, say you did it. If you said it, say you said it. I would have liked her a whole lot better if she said, "Yeah, bitch, that's what I said because that's how I felt." And what? You know what I mean?
yeah, that's true. I would have liked her better too if she did that because she would not remember her shade. She'll swept up and down. No, she'll swept up and down. She didn't say shit. But then
Sunflower.
Bravo bring up the footage.
Sunflower.
Right, like girl, bye. It's crazy. Like Eva was terrible at her lies.
When I
Like,
first
but
heard,
I do feel like go ahead, man. Lay is annoying as fuck. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, no, go ahead. I was about to say nothing.
Oh well, I do think I know that they offered Shamia a peach a couple of years ago, but Shamia didn't want the peach because her husband didn't want them all in a marriage. But since she won't take the peach, I do think she should have a friend role. I found her much better than Tanya. Honestly, I feel like
And that's
Shamar
what
should have
I've
been
been
an offensive friend
wondering.
and not Tanya.
Shamia had it on and popping since season 8 with Ken Fields. Why this girl ain't had no confessional yet? You know? I
That's what
thought she
I'm saying. I would have loved to see Shamia with confessional.
right. Because when she read the hell out of Phaedra at that reunion, I died. And I was like, okay,
Yes,
girl,
she
you
did.
deserve your
She
little official
did.
friend role. She read the hell out of Phaedra. Phaedra was shook it.
Someone said, "What if Monica joined the Housewives of Atlanta?" I would like her to join, but I know she would never do.
But Miss Monica would have shut
And on
that
top
shit
of
down.
that, Monica will fight the girl.
And we don't need Momo fighting, okay? She done already planted Brandy in her face, and they still recovering from that shit that happened way back in '98. We don't need Momo getting into none of that.
Look, we already
We
got
don't
one
need Gunther to come
on
to
the
house.
show fight. We don't need a second one now.
Right.
We don't.
Yeah. If Giselle is,
Not
this is my thing.
Don't
If Giselle is really dating Jamal Bryant, I'm gonna need you to join RHOA.
Okay. That's a shakeup that I would be here for. That's a
I don't think
shakeup that I would be.
Giselle will
I'm not
last.
friends.
I don't think Giselle will last. Like I'm like if they put her on Atlanta, they are going to eat that woman alive. I'm here for it though. But y'all really will want her to have a funeral if y'all do that shit.
I mean, hey, it's something new. It's shake the
listen.
table.
Someone said T-Boz. They did ask T-Boz to do the Housewives of Atlanta, but she said no because she'll fight, and I believe it.
Period. And we don't need T-Boz getting in none of that because y'all know I love me some T-Boz. No.
T-Boz will beat them girls.
Yeah, T-Boz ain't the arguing type. She gonna jump on a hoe, and then Chili, she gonna call Chili, and then somebody gonna get jumped. And we don't want that.
Right.
Right, that would definitely be her. Someone said Quad or Mariah.
I can definitely see
I can see
the
Quad.
Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Girl, y'all bringing them two
Because I
tight
think
ass
it's
hoes
on.
up just put a bad taste in my mouth. That made my mouth so dry.
I mean, they ain't got nothing else to do, but you know.
That is true. They don't got nothing else to do.
Nothing else. Someone said they can't wait to see if that girl Lily on Growing Up Hip Hop. I can't wait to see Lily on Growing Up Hip Hop, but I got a feeling they're not gonna show her and her kids that much because all these damn promos I've seen, they barely show her. I don't like that.
I think most of that gonna deal with the fact that the cat's turning on Miss Deb because she supported Trump.
Miss
Yeah.
Deb
Oh
supported Trump. God,
yeah.
I didn't feel all the
You
way
better
off of
believe it.
Growing Up Hip Hop. Miss Deb supported Trump.
You better believe it.
Do
Yes.
they even reach the bracket to support Trump?
That's a good question.
It is, but
That is a real
Girl.
good question. But she's a Trump supporter. I saw in the preview where Tammy was not here for it at all. So that would be interesting to see that part of it, you know.
It would be. I haven't watched Growing Up Hip Hop in a minute. I think the last episode I saw was Romeo arguing with somebody.
Oh, that's the LA series, which I love, the LA version. But Growing Up
Okay,
Hip Hop
so
Atlanta,
yeah,
yeah, it's good. It's good.
maybe I'll jump on there later on.
Y'all listen, I'm sick of seeing Miss
Oh,
Bow Wow jumping from show to damn show. He was all on LA giving me absolutely nothing, and now he back up here in Atlanta probably go give absolutely nothing. The only thing I've been seeing him do lately is getting fat.
Oh, remember that song? I said, "Little Bow Wow, you just don't know. I mean, you move so fast across the world. I mean, you run through my mind like."
But how do y'all feel
yeah,
about them bringing back Johnny Blaze? Because Johnny
the
Blaze
only
is coming
reason
back, and it
why
looks like
I'm
Johnny
even
gonna
back
try to get
on Growing
into
Up
it with the Brett.
Well, you know, the only
I
reason why
like
I'm back on Growing Up Hip Hop is
and I want
because
to see
of
her
her.
win, but I don't know if her versus Brad is gonna be good. Like, because like we gotta be honest, we all first of all, Brad from Chicago, so I gotta rep that, but we already know Brad about that life. Like, do you really want to smoke with her like that? I don't know.
I mean, she
I
want to
don't
wear
want to
that.
smoke with. Listen, y'all know Johnny don't care, but I agree with you're real on that. Like I'm a whole man, and I don't want no smoke with the bread at all.
Period.
Like I don't want it at all. Okay. They say Asia quit Growing Up Hip Hop LA because Sam got fired. Well, bye, Asia. Bye.
As she
Yeah,
should,
by
because
Egypt, by Samantha.
that man was acting a damn fool and had no damn sense. He needed to
Child,
go.
please. Didn't nobody give a damn about your lesbian relationship with that undercover sissy girl? Bye. I'm glad they got rid of y'all. Because they got on my nerve.
And they blame Brianna for everything.
I live for Brianna. I don't care what nobody say. Brianna is the most realest one up there. Her and Lil Twist were my two most favorites.
Oh yeah, Twist got old boy smooth together. Check the fuck out of his ass. I was like, well, damn. And Sam couldn't say shit. Just like, okay, like, dude, you ain't about that life, bro. Sit your ass down.
I love Brianna and J Boog.
Yeah,
That's
he
my
want to
that's
Brianna.
my head, you know.
Yeah, he want to fight
Child.
with. He wants to fight with Brianna. He wants to fight with Brianna. He ain't want no smoke with Twist. He want to fight with Brianna.
Oh yeah.
Somebody
That's
asked a
what's
really good question. They said, if you had to pick, what white woman would y'all want to see on Real Housewives of Atlanta? This is from Kimante 14.
not
What
man.
white woman would y'all want to see on Real Housewives of Atlanta?
I don't know. Child, I would say Pete.
I want to.
Oh, that was definitely. Oh my god, I never thought of that.
Most girls want a man with the bling bling. Got my own thing. I would say pink.
Somebody
I
said,
can see it, but
somebody
I don't
said,
think that would be ready. Like that would be good though. They really would.
I don't know.
Somebody said T.I.'s wife Tiny. Come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Bro, y'all gotta chill. Y'all gotta chill in the comments, okay?
No, Lindsay Lohan. Oh, y'all know who would
well,
really
this
go
is
crazy
already.
on him? Who would really go crazy on him if we had to pick somebody that was just not from a Real Housewives franchise? Would be Amanda Bynes. She got the heart tattoo on her cheek.
Oh my God.
She's not
Wow.
there.
But if I had to pick somebody from another franchise, like I told y'all, I don't really watch. I watched Beverly Hills for a hot second when whenever Garcelle was on there, and then I started watching Salt Lake City. It would for me have to be between Whitney and what's the fashionable one on Beverly Hills? Is that Dorit?
Oh, Dorit. Oh,
yes, it would be one of them two. That's who I would want to see.
I thought you were gonna say Eric.
You know, how about Rita from Mob Wives?
Ooh, is she? Does she
Oh,
qualify as
that would be a
wife?
good one.
Does she qualify as wife?
That would be a good one.
Drita will beat all their ass. Okay.
Child,
Like,
somebody
for
said
real.
Coco Ice-T's wife. I ain't got nothing to say.
Oh, I would like to see her.
I ain't got nothing to say.
That'll be interesting to see her life, her storyline, what she doing.
Someone
Uh-oh,
said K Michelle, and I do know that that she would do Housewives of Atlanta, but I don't see them putting K Michelle on there.
Well, K Michelle will probably fit in with like Drew Sidora and Latoya, maybe Portia.
K Michelle and Latoya would get into it quick.
Yeah, cause yeah, you're right.
Somebody in the chat said
Latoya can't have a K.
Farrah who? I know you ain't talk about Destiny's Child Farrah. What Farrah?
You talking about Teen Mom?
Oh, that Farrah?
I think they talking about Teen Mom.
Oh, I thought they was talking about Farrah. I was about to say, child.
Y'all doing too much kind of damn Iyanla. Nah. But somebody did say Iyanla was messy.
Yala is messy. I see it for her, but she messy.
See, I saw
Selena Johnson would be a good fit.
Brandon Hudson
Yes,
said Aubrey from Danity Kane, and I have never seen a more excellent choice for a white woman on that show. She would be messy as fuck.
Yeah.
She would.
Yeah. She would.
Not Malaysia.
Girl, don't nobody want LaQuisha with her ghetto
Malaysia
confidence. No, keep her on Basketball Wives.
I'm about to say Malaysia can stay on Basketball Wives with her 6th grade education. We don't want her over here. No.
Not 6th grade education.
Y'all hear the way the bitch talk? She told us she was uppers and downers at the same motherfucking time. Shit. Am I lying? Where's the lie? Where's the lie?
Remember when she called herself Jennifer when they was in Amsterdam, and she was like, "That's not what a real friend do." I said, "A real friend do."
I'm weak.
She cannot.
I'm here for Selena Johnson though, because I remember when Selena read Nikki Gilbert on RBD. So I feel for Selena.
I think Carlos is working on bringing that. Well, no, he's working on bringing Hollywood Divas back. I'm excited for that because I really like Hollywood Divas.
Yeah, I liked Hollywood Divas too. I'll accept that.
I like it.
Won't that the one with Countess Vaughn up there? And Countess Vaughn kept reading herself before everybody else had a chance to.
Yes, that was Lisa Wu, Maya from Girlfriends.
I'm with Hollywood Divas coming back. I will review it. I'm with that coming back because that was a hot mess. I was for it.
Me too.
Bubble up and hip
Paula J. Walker was funny as fuck.
Keely Williams, girl, Keely do need something
Someone,
to do. So, I want to be
Promise,
opposed to that
promise,
just for the gas.
In the title, promise,
promise, promise.
promise.
someone said Lil Mo would have raised the shit out of Kenya on the Housewives of Atlanta.
She
I don't
would
want
have.
Lil
oh,
Mo,
I
Lil
don't want to
Mo.
see Lil Mo
Why y'all don't see it for I like Lil Mo. I really do. Why y'all don't see it for Lil Mo?
because Lil Mo showed her
R&B
entire ass on the last season of R&B Divas LA. Sat here and came at Misha supposed substance abuse problem, but wanted nothing but sympathy when she attempted suicide, which isn't nothing bad. But it's like you can't have sympathy for her. You called out what she doing, and then all the damn antics and whatnot, the bullying because they were bullying Shantae Moore. Like I can't, I cannot. No, no.
Okay, now y'all know anybody now, because ain't nobody putting Kaya on the damn house.
Oh my
Nobody.
god.
Why? I'd be here for it because
She just
Kaya
needs to
will
show
roast
off
them
the
hoes
hair.
down. Kaya will roast them down. I swear I will be on the floor every
Kaya
episode.
is for love and hip hop, not no damn housewives. She is for love and hip hop, or growing up hip hop, not no fucking housewives. That's what I want to see Kaya. Mm.
Kamante said, what about T.S. Madison on Real Housewives of Atlanta?
Now y'all doing too much now.
I love me some Maddie, but no, that's a hard no for me.
Yeah, I don't see her. I don't see her.
Y'all-
I'm gonna say no because I feel that as soon as Maddie says something, one of them is gonna take the low blow and say a transphobic remark, and it's gonna mess the
Mhm.
whole thing up. So yeah, that's a hard no, no, no.
Yeah, I agree with that.
yeah. I will say that pop is next year. I did hear that Delicious, that was formerly on Flavor of Love, is supposed to be on Love and Hip Hop this upcoming
Oh, which
season. I
one?
think Love
Which
and
love
Hip
and
Hop
hip hop?
Atlanta. I think Atlanta.
I don't think she'll be on Love and Hip Hop, but she is going to be on a like a couples reality show with Princess and Ray J and also Rashida and Kirk. Have y'all heard about that? It's going to be like a couples
So Zeus
reality show.
Network.
I did hear about
Mm-hmm.
She gonna be on Zeus.
No, no,
I
not
think it's on
Zeus.
VH1.
I think, oh,
Oh.
yeah, it's gonna be on VH1. Mona has come up with this Mary's Camp style show, and I know that there. I don't know why. I don't know why they still on TV. And I don't know about Delicious, but I do know that Princess and Ray J and Kirk was on there. I don't think I'm gonna review it though, because I don't like Princess and Ray J or Kirk or George Prune. I don't like neither one, so I don't think I'm gonna review that. Period.
I ain't got nothing to say. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all.
Nothing. But I'ma say it. Fuck Georgia Prune and them. I can't do neither one of them. Like, period.
Well, y'all, I am about to go. I need to finish up packing and also make me something to eat. So, all
All
Well,
right.
we can
Bye,
just end this
Josiah.
whole thing. We can end this whole thing right now. To be honest. Okay, y'all. Well, we've been on here for almost 3 hours. I wanna say that the good news is that as a panel, we've seen our highest live numbers. We got over 600 viewers tonight. A great thing. Which that was my goal. I felt like this was a great, this was a good thing as far as following the reunion. I knew it was gonna be a big one. Thanks for everybody that tuned in. No disrespect to the person who come, but I get that my audio was always messed up, but it's really not my fault, not my doing. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm sorry, I can't say it enough. It's not a damn thing I can do about it. I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank Nisi, Josiah, Spillnaughter T, parents, and Jamie. As usual, I want to thank all of you for participating in this. Oh, and Bundy, I'm sorry. I want to thank all you guys for participating in this. If it wasn't for y'all, we would not have a panel. Shout out to Nisi, spilling out the tea, and Josiah, because I see that you guys have seen a surge in the numbers. So
Mm-hmm.
thanks to everybody who's probably
You.
been watching. Subscribe to all
Yep.
three of them. I know that I did a bit resurgence in Terrence's numbers as well, almost at 13,000 subscribers. If you have not follow Terrence yet, be sure to follow at 13,000 subscribers. And as I always say, this panel is not just for me, but it's for everybody up here. Like it's, you know, it works for everyone. It gives everybody a chance to be seen that probably wouldn't have been seen. And I just want to thank everybody for giving all of you guys a shot because everybody up here does great things on their channels, and I'm glad that people are seeing it the same way that I did. If I didn't see it for you, you wouldn't be up here. So, you guys, and I always appreciate you guys and what you going to this panel. If y'all have any last words, y'all can go ahead and give y'all last words out. Then we can go ahead and take it on home.
Yeah, let me go ahead and give the exit. Every episode or every video panel, I have to say thank you, Scotty, for inviting me to this panel first and foremost. It's one thing for me to come up with my own opinions, posting my own videos, but for me to talk to y'all, like, it's fun. This is a genuine friendship, so thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for communicating and, offering some sort of community. Even y'all in the comments who I don't get to see face to face, thank y'all for offering some sort of community. So, yeah, I'm appreciative of that. If y'all want to keep up with me, y'all can follow me on Twitter, on Instagram. Of course, y'all can subscribe to me on YouTube at Nisi Dixon. So thank y'all, and I will see y'all for part 2 next week.
You know what, guys? I'm really grateful that to just be on here. I am in the process of moving, but my goal is for the month of January is to cover more reality TV. So I will be covering Little Women Atlanta and Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta. So stay tuned for that. And just thank you to the fans, for your constructive criticism. Every day I'm growing, every day I'm learning. Thank you to the panel. You guys are amazing. Thank y'all for your open support. And you all can definitely follow me on Josiah's World TV, on Instagram, and also on YouTube.
Okay, I guess I'll go next. So, before I, say the pleasantries for anybody that was wondering when I brought up the whole ghetto comment, an excerpt from it is from a book called Jewish Literacy by Rabbi Joseph Teluskin. So just in case y'all wondering, y'all can find it there. Do your research. Also, like I said, Scotty, thank you for having me here. For the rest of the panel members, again, I appreciate y'all being so warm to me. For those in the comment section, I love you all. Thank you all for supporting me with these crazy nicknames that I tend to come up with. Like I said, we got to make this thing interesting. So I'm glad that you guys enjoy it. And for those who have subscribed to me since I've been on this channel, thank you. I love you all dearly.
Thank you guys so much for all of the love and support that you have given to all of us. It is definitely appreciated. If you have not, definitely make sure to subscribe to Give You Real Tea. Follow me on Instagram and Give You Real Tea, and also Twitter on TL Smith Tea Talk. Love you guys.
Y'all, we got so much to look forward to. Like, I'm excited about this panel, but post-COVID, y'all, I'm thinking like we can meet up, we can go out, we can do a live show, all that extra stuff. So I'm really looking forward to post-COVID so I can see all y'all in person.
Listen, and I'm quick to travel somewhere. All y'all gotta say, Josiah, we gonna meet here. I'm quick to get on the plane. Spirit, Delta, yeah, all them places. Southwest Airlines.
So y'all really want to cut the food live? Oh Lord. Oh Lord. I mean, I'll be here for it, but that's going to be crazy.
Kidding.
Y'all can come down to Dallas, Texas before I hop on Spirit again.
Oh, girl, you stay in Dallas?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm right up the highway from you.
Child, that's a 4-hour drive from Houston. Okay.
We're gonna have to make our way there though, because one of my friends live in Dallas, so
Absolutely.
So I think everybody's down with that.
Got
I
it. We
think
can make a
everybody's
camo
absolutely
on
down
Chasing Dallas. We can make a little camo.
with that. Oh my God, because I think Niecy's in Dallas, Josiah's in Houston, Terrence is in New York. I don't know what part. I think it's Long Island. Correct me if I'm wrong,
Mhm.
Terrence.
You're right.
Um, your real is in Chicago. A lot of my family is in Chicago. So, I haven't been to Chicago in like 4 years. And I'm the only one in Mississippi. And Bunny Waters. I know ain't nobody coming here, but I know where else.
I
If
mean,
y'all gonna go
look,
anywhere else.
if I did go to Mississippi, I would have to go to Starksville because that's where my family from. So it'll be worth the trip.
Uh, Star, Starkville is like 2 hours away from me. Not really 2 hours, maybe like an hour and 30 minutes away, depending on the drive. It's probably like an hour and 30 minutes away from me because I'm in the whole Jackson metro area, the hood. So, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. But once again, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see y'all later. Let me end this right quick.
Bye.